We are live.
Alright. This seems like a lot louder.
The microphone?
Yeah, than before.
That might be better because, like, at least on, I'm sure on the SD card it comes out loud, but YouTube it is a little quiet.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But I guess it's because it's picking up from this mic.
Yeah, I used to have a mic that connected to the camera.
Oh, I have a mic. Actually, maybe I'll bring that.
You got like a mic that connects to the phone?
Yeah.
Dude, you're growing that beard,
I'm just not gonna shave it, bro. I'm just gonna keep growing it out.
Should we do a contest here?
Well, shoot, you gotta work. I don't have to, right? Like my work, I can keep growing it out at least.
Man, it's thick. This is the thickest I've seen your beard.
Yeah, this is probably the longest I haven't shaved.
All right. I actually thought we were gonna talk. You guys like hear of what's going on with Seungri and shit?
Yeah.
And I thought that was hilarious because just last time we were like, yeah, Big Bang's our favorite group ever, and they're no longer a group.
No, I mean, like,
What's the most recent scoop on that?
yes.
Why can't I hear myself though?
You can't? I can hear you.
Oh yeah, I can.
Yeah, give us the latest
Can you say something?
test.
Why I can't hear? I don't know the latest. Like I mean, I've just been trying to keep up with.
This is the latest that I know. The other actor, something, he got busted, I guess, for distributing like video files as well, right?
Who?
There's another actor involved.
What? There's another guy?
You know the actors I'm talking about?
No, but it was
I'll look it up.
there was
Good with
an
names.
actor. There was someone from FT Island. I think,
Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
But
They were friends.
it's a Kakao Talk group chat of like
Yeah.
7 or 8 people.
Right.
And I haven't read the news. I heard it from a buddy of mine who's kind of in the space, and he said that it's just blown up more.
Yeah. So to my understanding, I think it started at Burning Sun, which is
Right.
like a club here, and then, you know, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think this guy got kicked out of the club one night, and then
He got kicked out because he was complaining that his female friend was
getting sexually harassed, right?
and she felt it was just drugged or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I think later the club said, and they edited a video, I think,
They kicked his
that
ass,
was
didn't they?
saying that he was sexually harassing
Oh.
somebody, and they had to kick him out. But then from that arose all of this. Like, how did that become this? Did this guy just like, how did this guy cause this?
Well, it's not. He didn't cause it. What caused it was the scandal, the issue, right? Like,
Yeah, but how did that scandal rise up?
how did it get any bigger?
Because it came from Burning Sun, and then they found out like Burning Sun was like paying the cops
Yeah.
and stuff, and the cops were
Right.
in on it. So
Maybe
how
they
did
arrested the
how
guy.
did this?
Maybe that guy had connections to somebody high up,
High.
either in like law.
Was he getting his ass beat?
From what I heard, he got like manhandled, thrown out of the club.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what I heard. But dude, like, what is it gonna stop? You know, who's like, I don't want to like spread rumors, but who else is tied in with like Seungri? Like, dude, a lot of famous people.
Yeah, I mean,
And
all the
think about-
comments were saying like
You think about
ridiculous
YG
people.
and
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
the people that can be, like the female artists that could be
yeah,
like idols in training,
yeah,
to other top artists that who knows that are like
yeah.
involved
Because-
with YG.
Because they're saying like so many other news stories are coming up these days, and people are like, this is just to cover that up. That's how like
That's how
many
the news
bad-
works.
That's how many
Yeah.
good like high up people are involved. I mean, they're just yesterday or 2 days ago, I think. So you know, Samsung's eldest daughter, she like I think she owns Shilla Hotel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So she was trending #1. So I had to click. I was like, what's going on? And it was like some person who some like nurse or like wannabe nurse. I don't know, like you know who people who work there. He or she like had informed like this news place that she had been coming frequently to get like propofol
Oh,
like in her.
anesthesia.
Yeah, anesthesia.
To get high.
Is
Yeah.
propofol like Korean?
No, it's like a chemical drug. Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
propofol in English?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that, right? So that shit just makes you sleep, you know, and I think that's what.
Michael Jackson, I think.
that
Something
what
similar
it-
to the. Yeah.
So he or she was claiming like she comes like multiple times to get that, and he had seen her because he was like the only one left in the hospital while she was like still on that thing, but then strangely enough, people were defending her Usually, like Koreans just like
Mm.
fucking, they're like because she's a chaebol and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But they're all defending her because they're like, this makes no sense. Like you're gonna have a VVVIP customer alone with a not even like the high doctor, like a male
Nurse.
a nurse.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you had that kind of money, wouldn't you be more careful and do it at home and get it done at home and shit? And
So they're just questioning the source.
yeah, now they're questioning the source, and
Yeah.
and people are like, don't get like, they're just like trying to add to the fuel to get like Seungri's shit
I think
covered.
the interesting thing with what you're saying is, yeah, she's not like, she's a public figure, but she's not like an admired public figure.
Right.
Like Michael Jackson, people
Right,
are gonna
right,
be
right.
like, no, he's the king of pop. You can't say that. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, for her, it's easy to target because it's
Right.
like,
But apparently she's done like a lot of charity
Probably,
and stuff, and
yeah.
like people I guess are not tended to like dislike her so much as
Yeah.
well as the other people.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, and then from Seungri came Jung Joon-Young because they're friends and they're in a Katalog group together.
Who's that?
So oh, you guys didn't hear about this?
Jung Joon, who's that?
He's more fucked, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. So Seungri,
Is he an actor or
he's a singer.
slash?
He was on Superstar K.
Okay.
He's a singer slash like entertainer, I guess. But he got fucked, like fucked.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, he
Who's
got
he?
so fucked, bro.
Got a picture of him?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't believe you didn't hear about this.
So what happened?
So what happened is, you know that guy?
Yeah, that's the guy that I was talking about too. Okay.
Oh yeah.
This guy's fucked.
Yeah.
Cause I guess he was also spreading the videos.
Right. He was the source of spreading his. He was spreading his videos.
Of his videos.
Yeah. So so they were in a Katalog group, and I think while Seungri was getting investigated and stuff, they I guess they went through his like shit,
Mm.
and they found this group chat and stuff, and they were spreading like, you know, sex videos, I
Yeah.
guess. But this was back in 2015, so this
Right.
is 4 years ago. This guy just probably just came out of nowhere. He's like, "Fuck, bro."
And he was in America.
He was
and
in Ameri-
They
yeah.
had to bring him back.
Yeah.
This guy was in
He was in
Yeah,
America
yeah.
filming something or doing something.
Yes, and it turned out to be like 15 girls, bro, and the savage, 15 girls. It
and
turned in 6 phones.
Hell yeah.
Not
But-
enough storage, bro.
like, all right, if you think about it, if it's 4 years, a phone every year is like
Yeah.
believable because you update your phone and whatever.
Right.
But 6 phones, that means he's like
6
changing
phones,
his
bro.
phones pretty
Not
often.
enough storage. Like they probably didn't find out. Like,
These
the
girls
rest-
also were unwilling participants.
Yeah, this
I
is
think.
all. This is
Yeah,
all. like-
camera.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think that's why it was illegal.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
This article.
They made it sound like he was unwilling. They were either
It must
drugged
have been, right? Because
or-
that's illegal.
Yeah. Yeah, because if it was a consenting party, then it's like
I guess the illegal part would be spreading it.
spreading it.
Yeah.
So this is a foreign kind of news outlet, like in music, but they're referencing Molka,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
There's
so,
the one in the motels. Have you
Uh,
read that on Reddit?
what was that?
Dude, in these motels, there's some hotels and motels in Korea that had hidden cameras built into it.
Oh,
So
I
that
would've
means the
doubted that.
motel installed them, and then
Yeah.
they're selling those videos to a website that you could pay like $30 or $40 a month for subscriptions
What
and
the
just
F?
watch what's going on.
What the fuck?
I've heard that from a long time ago. A long time ago.
Dude, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you that article later. It was a big article on Reddit.
So it says here in 2017, 5,400 people were arrested for Molka-related crimes, right? Where it's kind of candid
Hidden
camera,
cam.
right? Hidden camera, but the person who doing the camera, they know it, but the other person's don't, right? But fewer than 2% of that number were jailed. So,
Wow.
a lot of people paying their way out of things.
Right.
So with this guy,
I mean, he can't.
Jung Joon-Young,
Yeah, he's just done.
he's done. Then,
They
huh?
both retired.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just PR. They have
Right,
to
right.
retire now. Like, who knows? Maybe in 5 years.
Yeah.
They're doing a Big Bang reunion or whatever. And he's
Yeah,
gonna
well,
open for them.
Oh, that's like Kamado, right?
Did he get in trouble for something?
Like
Gambling?
years ago, I thought it was some type of like tax related thing.
Oh,
yeah,
And
tax.
So he left. He left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
And
feel
then-
like that's not as big as this.
Yeah, it's not.
it's
big,
not
that's
as
for
big,
sure, yeah.
but it's like they retire, right?
Yeah,
But
they can
it's-
definitely come back.
when
Yeah.
they come back, they get more money.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah. But not. I don't think this. Like this.
Yeah, this is
The problem with this is like, yeah, you know what? These celebrities are in the wrong for sure.
Yeah.
But the cops,
Yeah.
those are entrusted people that, like, that are there to secure the laws to
Yeah.
make sure that they're enforced.
Yeah.
But they just got paid,
Yeah.
and they just turn the other cheek for drugs. They turn the other cheek for these like girls getting what, like, quote unquote raped or whatever it's happening.
Yeah.
whether it's consensual or not, and they just like, dude,
Letting
that's
us
why it's
die.
gonna it's gonna blow up, man.
And they you know, they don't come out on the news because they're not
Right,
famous. or
exactly. You
popular.
can't tie a
We
name
don't
to a
know
cop.
the real bad people.
Yeah. So man, we'll see what happens because
Man.
I'm sure more and more. This is like the Me Too equivalent of like
Yeah,
Korea.
yeah.
Like a whole like list of names will start getting tied.
A lot
Because
of
I know
big
right now
names.
there are already these agencies like YG and JYP. A lot of those companies are putting like cease orders on like forums because people are like, oh, one of the girls I heard is from this group that was part of the sex tape.
Oh, really?
So now they're like, yo, you guys all have to cease. Like this is all like this rumor mongering is, you know, it's illegal in
Yeah,
Korea.
yeah, yeah.
So
Is it?
yeah, like slander and libel is like you can actually sue people for that.
A lot of high school kids should be fucked.
Yeah, man.
But I think like if you're doing it from a foreign IP, right? They can't really.
Yeah, I guess
I mean,
they
you can
can't.
moderate the what's being posted. You can
But
delete
let's
it. But
let's say that website's making money,
yeah,
then you could probably
yeah.
sue, be like, hey, this traffic was coming from your
From
fake
that,
article.
yeah.
Yeah.
This shit crazy, bro. Like
This is nuts.
insane.
Has anybody? It's a club, right?
Big bang.
Have you even
It's
been to
his
the
club.
Have you been to the club?
No, I've never been.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's at the old Ritz Carlton.
Oh, right in Gangnam.
Yeah,
The-
I think it's
the-
called Meridian now.
Okay.
Yeah. So Meridian took over Ritz Carlton. So
yeah.
it's on the little side
Yeah.
hill entrance.
Which
Yes.
makes sense because I think that area of Gangnam is where all of YG's like clubs are too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So it probably helped.
that's always been a club. That thing right there at the Ritz. So that's where it was. Okay.
So there was a story that I read that like as soon as this implication like started happening, like fans that were like camping out at the YG building saw like trucks of paperwork get like shredded paper getting
Oh,
like
jeez.
truckloads getting thrown out, and they're like, oh, they're shredding evidence. And then the CEO was like, no, we're not shredding evidence. We do this every like quarter. We just get rid of documents.
that's more suspicious.
So,
That's more suspicious.
dude, they like, yeah, who knows what's gonna happen? I mean, I'm sure the highest elite people are all gonna be tied into this,
This is
and
so nuts.
internationally too. It's gonna be, you know, that like what's his holdings company that he had? The name of it's like,
Yudi.
Yudi
Seungri
Holdings.
or
Yeah, Seungri's.
Yudi Holdings.
So he had like a holding company to like siphon all the money through, but there's a lot of, I'm sure like foreign investors involved,
Mhm.
Chinese investors. Who knows who's?
Well, yeah,
one of
they
the
were
companies, right?
because
Yeah.
he was. I don't know if he pled guilty, but like he was accused of prostituting girls to them
Right.
for the
Yeah,
for the
for
investments.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's like, I mean, you think about Asian cultures,
that
like
shit is
it's
happening
probably
all the
happening
time.
anyway.
It's happening right now.
Right.
It happens like
At
They're
11
just-
a.m.
They're just not getting caught.
Yeah.
everywhere though.
Everywhere.
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 And this
Finance
stuff like,
world.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
It's like that's just normal business. So
But if you look at comments, it's like people don't know that.
yeah, most people don't.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They don't know.
They're just naive to it, I think.
They kind of don't want to believe
Yeah.
that this stuff happens. But look at, now I don't know the real kind of way of how it went, but that guy at Warner Brothers, right, recently, did you guys hear about that?
Who's that?
No.
The Warner Brothers head, right, he's a Japanese-American guy,
Mhm.
and he signed this deal with Rat Pack. It's like Brett Ratner and his partner, right? But there was a female actress involved where they kind of introduced her to the Warner Brothers head,
Mhm.
and I guess there was some type of unsaid kind of understanding of something happening, right?
Mhm.
Where, you know, and for some roles or opportunities. I mean, it's all on the news. If
It's
you
like
Google
the
it.
what's the other guy, the Jewish guy, the Hollywood,
Which one?
the guy that was taking like all the actresses, like Gwyneth Paltrow and like I can't remember his
the
name, man.
name.
like it's just in the news like less than a year ago.
Yeah,
and then you like
I don't know why it slipped.
Harry?
I don't remember.
We'll come back to
Yeah.
that.
Anyway, it's the same thing.
It's,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like a casting couch kind of
Right.
thing, but you know, it was kind of I don't want to like take it out of context so much, but really just to kind of make that deal kind of like sweeter in a way.
Mhm.
So this whole point about Seungri and other people just kind of putting in, you know, what do you call it, would you say like where you're introducing girls and kind of
Mm-hmm.
prostituting them out for to sweeten the deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not just to Asia; it's like everywhere, right?
Right.
Every industry, and who knows, like, yeah, what's happening. But it's just interesting how, like, right now in this day and age, like right now, so you have like the Warner Brothers guy coming out, R. Kelly, Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
Seungri.
It's the new target. It's the new thing that sells. So if you're in that industry, you better watch out. They're coming to get you.
Yeah.
And then after a while, it's going to be like another new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's crazy is it's never, like, child abduction never really becomes like, or child sex slavery
Yeah.
is never a hot issue consistently.
Yeah.
But like, this stuff is always. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, this person in the media, he's a producer and he's whatever,
Yeah.
like getting casting couches. But what about kids that are getting kidnapped and you
Yeah.
never hear about them? Like, that never becomes like a huge story.
And that
For a
should
little,
be,
like,
yeah.
it, like in terms of like trends of like, oh,
So
this
not
year.
famous.
Exactly. Nobody cares. It's like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, whatever. Like, it's a kid from a third world country that got sold in whatever the dark
We have a
waves.
comment saying now YG himself is getting investigated for tax evasion.
Oh, is that right?
I mean, the
Because that was
limelight's
in the
gonna be
documents.
the limelight's are it's gonna go in his direction, right? They're
Right.
gonna try to overload him with a lot of stress.
That's
and
right.
Put him under pressure to give up stuff.
Mhm.
Then get collateral on him.
One of the shows I'm watching or I'm catching up on is Billions. I don't know if you guys seen that.
No.
It's a Showtime show. It's on Netflix, right? Like, so good,
It's
right?
about billionaires.
It's about a billionaire hedge fund guy, and there's the U.S. District Attorney in New York trying to take him down, right? So it's the law chasing after kind of a shady,
Mhm.
crooked, billionaire, and it's all about that. It's like hitting those pressure points on people, right?
Mm.
It's like, I'm going to get you for A, but to get to A, I'm going to like put pressure on B, C, D. You know what I mean, right? So
Get the crackdown on
yeah,
it.
yeah. So all that stress is going to compound on that person to break them into just kind of falling right into
What they really want.
what they really
Yeah,
want.
get the information about what people want to hear.
Shit crazy, bro.
Dude, what do you think's gonna happen? I guess he's delaying his military.
He is,
Right?
like a couple months.
Yeah. Dude, even if he goes to the military,
I don't think he.
that would be
he-
such a distraction. Can you
Yeah.
imagine if they're like, do 10 push-ups? Everybody's like, "Psst, that's in your. They're like, yo, do your push-ups.
He delayed it, or did the
I'm
authorities
sure.
delay it?
Yeah, I'm sure the authorities would want to delay it until they like get all the questions out, right?
So is Sydney kind of like? So he's screwed.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, do you think he's gonna do like? What is he? It's probably just fines.
Because he's like kind of claiming that he was out of the operational side
Right,
of
right.
things.
Right.
Which he could have. I mean, like other people could have definitely been.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
but I mean, I'm sure if
But yeah, the people's defense is like, you're still that CEO.
the CEO, yeah,
You
you should know about.
So
You
it
should
comes-
know you're
right.
responsible.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. You know,
Especially
like-
if you ordered it. I mean, here's the other thing. Why would you put it in Kakao? Like Kakao is owned by Naver, which is going to be.
It's owned by Naver?
Oh, sorry, isn't it? Is
No,
it not?
no.
Oh, not Naver. It's owned by Daum. Daum, maybe.
No,
No,
Kakao
no,
is
Kakao is Kakao.
Oh, I thought it was owned by a separate entity, or they got bought out.
Tom and Kakao have a partnership.
Oh,
but
okay.
Kakao is
their own.
Yeah.
But they could get subpoenaed by the government,
Mhm.
and you have to get if there's a warrant. All that's going to be on their servers.
Mhm.
So why not use a more encrypted? Use WeChat or
Mhm.
not WeChat. Sorry,
Telegram.
WhatsApp.
Telegram,
Yeah.
WhatsApp.
Yeah, just or put it on a piece of paper.
I didn't
and
know.
burn it.
I didn't know they could just go through your shit like that.
Bro, it's all on servers.
Like,
Even your Wi-Fi router at home, when you return that, if they want, they could just look at everything that you looked at in that router.
fuck, I'm fucked.
Yeah, I know, dude. Bro, all that weird revenge porn.
Fuck.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's scary, man.
I gotta start using you get on Telegram. Let's get
But
on
I-
Telegram.
even
Yeah.
Telegram isn't like 100%, right?
It's not?
But it is like when it first came out, it was the kind of the
That was their
word.
thing, right?
Yeah, was that it's a bit more encrypted, it's
Yeah.
a bit more protected, and I think their servers are not in Korea,
Mm.
right? So especially if you're using in Korea,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
you got to go through a couple like
Yeah, yeah.
countries to do that. I'm just surprised that like, yeah, why would you even send files over Kakao, like video files? I mean, what was he thinking?
That's true. He's a
Above-
celebrity.
Yeah, like dude, you shouldn't that be part of your like training? I like, hey, while you're getting training to be an idol, like, don't use your phone. Like, make sure like you don't send incriminating videos or statements. People can use that against you. I mean, obviously, don't engage in the behavior.
Right.
But if you're going to, don't leave a trail where the cops can just blow you up and everybody else up.
So that Kakao group chat was probably just live. It was always there on
Yeah.
some, like if there were like 8 members,
Right.
at least a few of them still had that. You know, because like for
For
us,
sure, yeah, it's in a chat
right.
log.
Yeah.
We do the group chat and then like if no one's active on it, you know, we'll all like exit out of it
Right,
or whatever, right? But probably
Shit was
some of
active.
them, yeah, it was active. It was probably
Or even
live.
if it's deactive, like again, they could
You
just go to
still go,
Kakao and be
yeah.
like, hey, we want to see this guy's,
Dude,
logs.
imagine how surprised he was 4 years ago. He's just like fucking arrested.
Dude, I mean, I'm sure there was stuff much more recent, but it was probably just newsworthy to say, oh man,
That this shit's been
we've
going on
not-
for 4 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this guy,
It was probably happening 4 hours ago.
he's on Ilbagil.
Yeah.
He's in the,
Well, not anymore.
not anymore,
Yeah.
but I mean, he was one of the main casts on that show, right?
Is that
Oh,
is that
dude,
still airing?
another. No,
They
now
took it off.
it was airing for plus 10 years, 10 plus years, and then now it's over because of him.
I would
Dude,
be
I
pissed.
just saw it like the other week.
Yeah.
Right.
What's even
Yeah.
crazier though is there's another guy on Ilbagil called Chateon.
Oh, yeah.
He got in trouble for something, right?
Yeah,
What
but
are you gonna
this
go
is
for?
like bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
He got in trouble for I think with a keguman like Kim Jun-Young.
Uh-huh.
They were playing golf
Uh-huh.
and they bet money on
Oh
it.
my god, dude, let the guy gamble.
They bet money on it. It's just between them though.
Yeah.
Like it's like you and me like
A friendly wager.
bowling and,
Yeah.
and then
So I'll get this game if I
yeah,
lose.
their amount was more than the usual amount. Well,
was
because
the
they're
amount?
both rich.
Yeah.
몇 백만 원.
$2,293.
That's it?
According to Seungri.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's not
If
that
you take
much,
that
bro.
money and like tone it down to your annual wage, that's
Yeah.
probably like, hey man, I'll bet you $5 I can make
That's
this.
what I'm saying. That's like us, like a bowling game, and yeah, dude, he got fucked because apparently it's illegal after a certain
certain dollar amount?
Yeah, like a 몇 백만 원.
But like you said, this could also be like, I mean, the media
cover
is
shit up.
the media is controlled by people, right?
Exactly,
Imagine
bro.
if one of the CEOs of the media company is part of this Burning Sun scandal,
Yes.
and he's like, "Hey man, we need to pump in as much celebrity scandal news as we can in the
Yeah.
next month, because I don't want to get investigated."
and now he's off. He quit like all his shows. Like he's on Radio Star too. He quit that.
Damn.
I think that's kind of like
Dude, but this is back in 2016.
the
right?
golf
The
thing.
golf?
So it was like
Hey, man, this is
the report
bullshit.
revealed that on July 1st, 2016, Chateon had shared several photos of cash in a group chat and boasted, "This money I won, betting on our golf game." Later that same month, on July 19th, shared another photo, and then that's where like this amounts come up. But yeah, that's like
Crazy.
several years ago.
Damn.
That's insane.
So it's kind of like what we talked about before with the drug policies here. It's kind of like retroactive, right?
yeah.
Hmm.
Can you imagine? I should be in jail now then.
Huh? This is not going live. Delete that.
all those bowling games and
But
I mean I've never bet more
This
than
makes me question, like, so for us being U.S. citizens, we can go to the casino here and gamble.
Right, right.
So it's not illegal for us to go to
shit. I was there last week.
a place to gamble, right? But would it be illegal for me and you to go golfing and do the same thing?
Like,
And be like, oh, we're U.S. citizens. We can gamble in a casino. Why can't we gamble on this golf course?
Ah.
It's almost like, no, it's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer
Yeah.
to that, but it's almost like if you're allowed to gamble in the casino as
Right,
U.S. citizens, but not on a golf course or a
Right,
bowling alley,
Right.
for
Where
some
do you
nice
draw the
shoes,
line? Yeah.
then it's almost like that casino is like your diplomatic immunity,
Yeah.
kind of like.
Yeah.
like-
It's a slash U.S. territory.
yeah, your
inside.
embassy or
Yeah,
consulate,
yeah.
right? And then, because you're in the public domain of Korea, you can't, engage in,
Yeah.
Dude, they should just be
That's
slapping
stupid
lawsuits
shit.
and throwing people in jail as soon as anybody says the word "I bet you." I bet you I could do. Oh, dude, you're going to jail, dog. There's no betting allowed here. Dang, man.
Stupid,
It is
man.
stupid. It is stupid.
So
I wonder what the dollar amount is.
it was like
Like 1,000 or something?
1,000 to 2,000 I think.
How do they even come up with that dollar amount?
Right?
Like, I'm sure some lawyers are like, I love gambling at like $900, dude.
$2 and you're fucked.
Yeah, right. Nobody's gonna know this amount, so let's make it a weird amount, like $9.95.
So fucked.
Dude, yeah.
Dude, he's probably the first one to get caught.
I know.
Like
And it's just
ever.
bad timing.
Yeah, it's just like.
Yeah. Did they even say who won?
No,
No, it's like
apparently
he-
he even gave it back. He won and gave it back, bro.
No way.
Yeah, no.
No
That's, all the comments
way.
were like, "Yo, motherfucker gave it back. Like, calm down. Like, he
Oh
doesn't
my
deserve
God.
any of this."
But just because, like, on whatever social media or whatever, him posting like photo of him holding the money or whatever it was.
Did he do that?
That's kind of how it
Oh.
like Subi.com was
Mm.
saying, is that he had shared a few photos. Now, whether it was
On his like private social media or
3 years ago. Now they want to catch up.
yeah.
That is, that's right. Then they're trying to cover up.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's try to amortize that over 3 years, right? Like $1,000 and $2,000 over
Yeah.
3 years. How much that is per day,
Mm.
right?
So like you can, it's illegal to bet on that, but like you could put your life saving in a stock in like the shady Korean stock market, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You can purchase Bitcoin and do money exchange and make money on that
Yep.
as long as it's going through the government.
Yep.
So if he was like, hey, I bet you I can score better on this hole, but we'll let the government know about it, then they'll probably be like, oh, it's cool, man, as long as we get a percentage out of
Right.
it, as long as you get taxed on it. So
Crazy.
It's like, I bet you, minus the taxes we
yeah.
right?
Yeah, you need like a lawyer there.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Anyway,
Damn.
let's
Good
talk
stuff.
about the Unio's experience on Show Me the Money.
Random.
Yeah.
That's pretty random, I guess. But yeah, let's.
No, it's kind of like
It ties in with because the
Yeah.
kind of like the music world and
what we were talking about last time.
yeah.
And that was a little bit more like K-pop history and K-pop and what we
Right.
like, but now, yeah, it's just kind of piggybacking off that, and you're in it, you were in it, you are in it, you're making music and stuff, so.
But shoot, ask me anything.
I
bro.
guess just in case people don't know, like I guess Show Me the Money is like on what season, like more than 10, right?
Nah, they're doing 8 this
8?
year. I heard.
Okay, so it's syndicated in how many countries?
A lot.
A lot.
I
lot.
think so.
A lot, right?
Mhm.
So they've had 1 through whatever 8 seasons. The format's changed every season just slightly,
Right.
right? And there's been every year there have been more and more auditions.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they're changing the format to kind of streamline the process. There's also been spin-offs, like
Yeah,
Korean
like
rapper.
Rap with China too.
Yeah, that.
Mhm.
And
Oh.
I guess that was
They
a
bought it.
lawsuit.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
I thought they bought it. No.
So what happened was, I guess originally they threw it up there, and then Show Me the Money was like, "Yo, we're suing you. You guys took our format."
Oh shit.
And then they were like, "Okay, we'll pay for
Mm.
we'll pay for the rights."
Mm.
So I guess that's what they did.
Chump change
Yeah,
for them.
yeah. So and then the one with the girls was Unpretty Rap Star.
Yeah,
was a
right.
spin-off as well, right?
Right.
Which was probably a big help to boost the original show.
Mhm.
So you auditioned for season 6 and 7.
6 and 7.
Yeah, so 6 and 7. So the format, were you shocked at all, like that the format was changing from the previous? Not that you partook in anything in the previous,
Mhm.
I guess audition process, but
Mhm.
were you shocked at all at like the process?
No. Well, I had more experience in season 6 because I just went further.
Right.
But season 6 to 7, I think, was like the biggest change in the show and how it runs. So I remember like season 7, we would all be like sitting down and talking about like what's gonna happen, because like they don't tell you what's going to happen or how the show's gonna be in the beginning. So I remember just like, throwing ideas with the other guys and like guessing what it was gonna be like. But it was like a pretty big change for season 7.
So what was that change? What was that wrinkle from the season before? to what you
They
got
made
now?
it so well, even the first round, they told however many people to come. Usually they had 10,000 or 12,000 people just fucking wait in line and do it. But this time, like through video,
They picked already.
yeah, on Instagram,
Right.
they like told you to come or not. So I guess they cut off like thousands of
Gotcha.
people.
Yeah.
They should have cut more, but but there was like I think maybe 3,000 people.
Yeah.
So at first round, and then what was different was you could go to one of the producers that you wanted them to judge you. Usually it would be random. You're just standing in line or in a group with your assigned number,
Yeah.
and then whoever comes to you, you get judged. But this time, if you were like, yo, I want to get judged by this guy,
Right,
then
right.
you go to him.
How many producers? Who
There
were
were
they?
8. Oh, which season?
For your season.
7, I guess you're saying, or 6?
Yeah.
6?
So when you were on it,
There was 8. There's always 8, I
there's
think.
8, right?
2 to a team, 4 teams.
Are they famous producers?
Yeah.
They're either famous or they're even previous
Right.
contestants.
Okay, gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha.
that made it big, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, is Timbaland on one of them as a judge too?
He was on season 5.
Yo.
They went to LA.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. Okay, so he was
They
just
went
for the
to-
LA scene.
Yeah, just for the LA scene.
I wonder how much money that dude made for that.
Dude, I heard what Snoop Dogg was for season 4 when Snoop Dogg came here.
He
I
was
think
on
he
it?
came from for UMF or something.
Okay.
And then they got him for like I heard he got paid 70 grand for an hour,
Bro.
bro.
Yo, Burning Sun. Someone question that dude, man. Question that dude.
He got paid 70 grand for sitting down for an hour and just going, that was dope.
Oh yeah, Fashizi.
Yeah.
70 grand.
Damn, that dope.
No man.
How you gotta make it big?
Bro, how did he even get that money out of this country? Dude, that's
a lot
He
of
probably
money,
spent it
man.
here before.
Yeah.
True.
So I guess I have a question with like the syndicated. I guess you probably weren't aware like how many different countries the show got pushed out to. Name some of the countries that you've had like fans messaging you through like, I guess different social media outlets.
Thailand,
Thailand.
like Vietnam, I think, Japan, China, Russia,
Okay.
France.
Oh, so even like Europe.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And then U.S.
Okay, because it was probably on like Mnet in
Yeah.
America.
I have some Chinese people message me or some shit.
Are they trying to make you buy some shoes?
No, saying like, oh, like you're so big here or some shit. I'm like, stop lying to me.
Well, when I looked it up, the video that I saw was on a Chinese website.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How many
So-
likes or views did it say?
I couldn't really see that part.
Because I'm like, yo. Well, this was my first thought. I'm like, if I'm so big there,
Why are you
why
the
are my
only?
Instagram followers going down, bro? And then I realized, oh shit, Instagram's illegal in China.
Oh yeah, it might be. Although I have
like,
seen
why my
Chinese
YouTube
people on
views
there,
not
but
going
they
up?
could be Taiwanese.
Yeah,
Like,
they
why
do
my
have it,
YouTube views not going up? They're
Yeah.
like, oh, YouTube's illegal in China too.
Oh,
It is.
Like,
yeah,
oh,
probably.
Shit. Maybe
Yeah.
I should be getting on the Chinese
Yeah.
sites.
But they do like have their workarounds like the VPNs and
Right.
stuff. So there's a ton, and so
Yeah, so I'm not famous there.
no, let's check it out, man. I mean, let's take a little trip to.
You know
Shanghai,
what's
Beijing.
crazy though? They have a pretty, from what I hear, they have. I think it was called QQ or something. Yeah,
QQ?
QQ?
Yeah,
Is that
QQ.
a music streaming?
I think so. Yeah.
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 So it's like a pretty big.
It's a
It's
big
like
platform.
Genie or
Yeah,
a Melon.
yeah.
And my shit was number 8
When was this?
on the K-pop section.
Oh yeah.
When was
Number 8.
And you're not getting any money from that?
this? Yeah, sponsors.
Apparently
please.
I don't get
Uh,
paid for that. Like with the Chinese streaming sites, they like don't pay you or some shit. It's
Bro,
like,
someone in China's
it's
getting
fucking illegal.
money.
It's
Yo,
illegal,
we
bro.
gotta get this guy some sponsor money.
Dude,
we
man.
gotta get you.
Because by the time I had checked, I couldn't check because I didn't even know that shit was going on. But someone had sent me because he's like Chinese Korean. He used to live in China or something,
Yeah.
and then he was like, "Oh, yo, my sister sent me this," and it was Advil with Jay Park. I mean, I'm sure that was huge on his part. But I saw the screenshot and it was 20. It was like 26 or some shit like that. It was 26, and then to the left it went like that. It had come down.
From
9. It was
Wow.
like down
Oh, wow.
17 or some
Wow.
shit.
Okay.
I'm like,
You were top
oh,
10.
number 8. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was like,
Yo,
that was top
there's-
10. Oh, the song was top 10. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy.
there are 1.386 billion people in China.
Yo, why am I not getting money? Why am I not getting paid for this shit?
Imagine if 0.001% listened to it and they paid $1 each. You'd be a millionaire.
What the fuck?
Even
I'm here
with
still
10
eating
cents,
ramen,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Even 10 cents.
Yeah, it's insane.
Come on, man.
Bro, you should get some free shumai or some dumpling from a restaurant at least.
God damn.
Get them jajangmyeons.
Let's take
Getting a
this
free
to
flight
lunch.
there, bro.
Shoot.
I mean, we
Just
got to
insane.
talk offline about this.
I'm
not kidding
I got
about this, right?
pissed.
Because
I
my,
didn't get
my,
paid
my wheels
shit.
are turning right now.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean,
So-
it's over. It's been like, it's
It
6
doesn't
months ago,
matter.
bro.
Just look. Do you have people who are bilingual, trilingual, like Chinese,
No.
speaking Mandarin? Okay, I do.
Yale.
Oh, did he?
Nah,
I don't
not to that point.
Okay, we'll talk offline about this.
So like with that notoriety, getting messages overseas, like, did you get any any shocking, I guess, notoriety in Korea, walking around or like eating at places and people like, oh, I feel like I've seen you somewhere.
No, like
Anything
especially
strange?
today, like nowadays, like no one knows me.
Mm.
Like no one knows me.
Right.
But like right after the show, yeah, like people, I got noticed. Like I remember,
Anybody throw underwear at you?
no, I
Not to
wish.
that point.
So,
huh?
I'm
No.
sorry, man.
I remember like going to this restaurant in Enkor. Shout out, man. It's
Oh yeah,
awesome.
sponsor us.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
amazing.
yeah, speaking of
So-
sponsor, I missed it. Oh, we'll do it later. We'll do it later.
So I went there, right? And I had went there with my friend, and I think literally as soon as I walked in, this was like I think right after a big episode where I came out like decently.
Yeah.
Like they noticed me instantly. Like I saw the worker telling the 사장님.
That guy.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
and then like he came and then said, oh, like he like acted as if he knew me or whatever, and then gave me more food and shit.
Right.
And then since then, like I go there a lot, and he always treats me like so
good.
well.
Nice.
Always gives me like the best food and shit.
Where is this?
It's in Shinsa. It's a chain restaurant, but the one in Shinsa is the
Main.
main one. In Henkor.
Okay.
It's like choba,
Okay.
sushi. Like it's not sushi. But
So, has like dealing with any like I guess at that peak, dealing with like notoriety, did it ever get to your head like, God, I want to like take advantage
like
of this?
not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Like
Because
you never,
it never
you never
went to that
flexed.
point. It never went to that point.
You never said, "Hey, you know who the fuck I am? I'm trying to get. I don't want to wait in this line for my McFlurry, bro. I'm trying to step up to the front. I was on Show Me the Money.
You never went to that
Never.
point. Never.
Yeah, that's good.
Nothing crazy came. I remember one time I went to Busan. Like I think after, and then as I was coming back, like on the train or something, before a flight, I was at like a restaurant eating, and this woman came up to me. This guy came up to me, and then he was like, "Oh, like I know who you are, whatever." I'm like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Can you sign this bag? It's my wife's."
Oh, dude, what the?
And I was like, it was white. It was like
Like a
new
purse.
looking white purse bag, and I'm like,
What the?
"Yo, are you sure you want me to sign this?"
Yo,
Because
those-
like,
shout out to that divorced couple, though.
right? I'm like, dude, I don't know. But then she came. She was there.
Oh,
So she
she's a
came,
fan.
and I'm like, "Are you sure?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm sure." I'm like, it was crazy for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
man.
signing a purse. Like,
Yeah.
And that thing is
keep
on
in
the
mind, I don't have
wall.
a signature. Like,
Were you like?
I'm like,
You
I
write
gotta-
it, and
yeah,
then
I
you
was
say,
like,
"Oh, can I sign the other side?"
Yeah,
I
I'm
messed
like,
up.
I gotta make some shit up. And you know what's funny? When like these times when people ask for that, and I have to write nest, but then the first, you know how like N is like
Yeah.
in cursive, is
Yeah.
like it starts like that.
Almost like an M. Yeah, you got like
But
a
it
loop.
starts like a Y
Y,
too.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
used to my name, signing
Yeah.
my name. So I think once or
Oh,
twice
man.
I went Y, and I'm like,
Uh-oh.
Yes.
They're like, yo, who's this new guy that's on my bag?
I don't have a signature, bro.
I wonder where that bag is right now. It's probably sitting in
Probably
the
the
back of the closet. She's like, I can't carry this shit around anymore.
This is embarrassing.
That's funny.
No,
So like,
yeah.
for me, like, I had some YouTube videos up for the jiu-jitsu stuff, and so because I'm not on any like TV platform. It's all like YouTube stuff that a friend of mine posted up. But I've been noticed like
You're pretty famous, bro.
in like
The
airports.
jiu-jitsu community.
Yeah, like I've been noticed at the airports. I got stopped by some Italian dude in the streets of Bangkok. This dude was like from Mexico, and I was like, "Yo, man, I've been like in your class for the last 30 minutes," and he's like, "I just realized, like through your voice, you're the guy that I've been watching." And I was like, "I didn't even realize you were in Korea. I thought you were in America." So when you hear that stuff, it's like I try to think like, it's such a low level notoriety, but it obviously like whatever like good feeling you get when someone hits a like on your Instagram page, but when it takes it to the next level and you can actually see that physical interaction of that person being like impressed to see you,
Right.
and then like like at our level or like at my level, you like want to do them even better service. You're like, oh
Right.
man, thanks for like,
Yeah.
so you engage.
Mhm.
But then I think there's probably a threshold once you pass that,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then you're just like, yo, fucking beat off, dude. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Like Conor McGregor recently, who's a
Yeah.
fighter.
Okay,
Yeah, like I guess was trying to take a picture of him and just threw that shit on the floor and like started
Oh, yeah.
stepping on it, right? So you end up crossing that line of like becoming so famous that you don't really care. It's just too much. Can I get your autograph?
Right,
Like
right.
you're trying to enjoy your meal and they're in your face and asking.
Because that's their life.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
They can't go nowhere
Right.
without being stopped.
Right.
Without,
And like when sometimes they'll approach you, right? And it's like, hey, can I get an autograph? And then that athlete or that celebrity is like, sorry, I can't, because if I sign yours,
I'm gonna
then,
have to sign.
yeah, there's just gonna be a flood of people. And so I've seen this with like athletes do that, right? It's like I'm here with my family. I mean, yeah, but I can't do it right now, whatever. But yeah, it's just like no privacy,
I
right?
think I remember Yale telling me that like he hated Dwayne Wade because
Oh.
he was at like a bathroom once in China or some shit after like I guess like a VIP party. I don't know. It must have been right if
Yeah,
Dwayne
yeah.
Wade was there.
Yeah.
And they were like both peeing or something, and he was like, "Oh shit, like Dwayne Wade, like can I get a picture?" And he said Dwayne Wade said no, And so Yale was like, I hate him. But then
Wait,
looking
wait,
back
you
on it, I'm
got
like,
it?
taking a
Bro,
leak.
you're in the
I'm like,
bathroom, dog.
bro, like he's peeing. Like, that was
Like,
kind of
a
weird,
picture
bro.
of what?
Oh, yeah, a picture. I'm like, yo, like,
You
you
should've
should
been
have
like-
asked him outside.
Yeah, or you should have just told him, I already got a picture. And then you'd be like, what? You should thanks for the picture, dog.
Like, if I'm Dwayne, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. Shit, yeah, I would have been pissed too. Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
There's
that's
a
funny.
time and a place.
I would have been pissing.
Yeah. Damn.
Yale was too excited, man. He got
was.
caught up in that moment.
He
But
did.
that's what a true fan is.
Yeah.
You don't. You're,
Holy shit, Dwayne Wade.
You're
Yeah.
oblivious to your surroundings. What's going on, right?
So while he's taking a leak, did he turn to him? Dwayne,
Dwayne's like, what the
Bruh, I'm a huge fan.
what's up?
But what's even worse, like, what if you look down? Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
Damn, Dwayne Wade.
Damn Dwayne! Damn Dwayne!
Let me get an autograph.
All-star right there, MVP.
Oh, dude. Dwayne Wade's wife, right?
Gabrielle. Gabriel?
I was
I
in
don't
the
even know what she looks
Gabrielle Union?
college with
Oh.
her, right?
Yeah.
We both went to UCLA, and she was really cute.
Mhm.
So he's he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I
He's
just
a lucky
like,
guy.
Yeah, real lucky guy.
Yeah. She's a lucky girl too, I guess. It's an all-star.
No, so like, I mean, the show is kind of like a reality show, kind of slash audition show, right? They kind of do a little bit of behind the scenes as well.
Yeah.
Was there anything shocking for you that like the reality portion of it that you like perceived to be like, well, there's a lot of production either involved or like multiple takes where you thought it would be more natural, like tell us about yourself, and then you said it and like, okay, let's do that again, and
There was
make
a-
this part.
yeah.
I want you to do this.
There was a lot of interviews, like a lot, and even more interview
That never made it,
than doesn't make it.
for sure. What
If I-
percentage do you think that's at?
I would say like
80% didn't make it.
95, 96.
Well, they have to do that.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Just because they don't know who's gonna hit,
Right.
Right.
what the reaction is gonna
Yeah.
be.
And they were saying like when we went, it was like a new chief producer, and so his thing was like, just film everything.
Right.
Just because, just to be
That-
safe, just
that-
film everything.
It's not just who's gonna pop or
Yeah.
not, but it's also you can kind of start telling a narrative, right? You can
Mhm.
start controlling the story,
Right.
right? So the more data
They
and
edit,
footage you have.
they edit shit out so well. Like,
Did they
could've-
take face reactions from?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
yes.
what I would be pissed about, bro.
Because because we know, because like
Yeah, you were
know,
there live.
You know what face you made.
Right.
You know what face like your boy was
Yeah.
making when someone else was rapping, and you know like when he was rapping, we were just like, oh,
That was whack. But
That's
then
whack.
your
On
face was
TV.
like,
Yeah, and on TV, I'm like, oh,
That's so
I'm like,
sick.
what the fuck? I never reacted
Yeah.
like that to
But
him.
that reaction to was probably like the lunch just came in.
Yeah,
And you're
no,
like, oh, lunchtime.
Literally.
Damn,
And
that
then
would be that would
from
piss
our
me off.
reactions, the like the what do you call them? The public's reaction,
Right.
Yeah.
It gets bigger.
It's made.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they're like, oh, like there
Look
must
at
be
the
a
respect.
reason.
Yeah, look at that. This guy's
yeah,
hitting
yeah.
him.
This guy must be good.
Right.
But like at the time we are like,
So they
this
could-
shit's whack,
So
bro,
they
what's
could
going
eat
on?
like obviously produce. If they had a favorite person and they're like, yo, we want to push this guy,
Totally.
they
Oh,
could
yeah.
easily produce that guy to
Easily.
be the best,
And
right?
Too easy.
Totally.
I mean, I heard even with Superstar K back then, they started off with the winner. They had already
Already picked.
selected the winner,
Yeah.
and then they were just going like that.
It's a
So you're
show.
doing it just in reverse.
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like-
So that's why in Superstar K, like, I used to watch it, and even on the first episode, you could tell like he's gonna be in the top 3 at least.
Mm.
It's,
Did you feel that being on Show Me the Money where you're like, oh, dude, this guy, either talent wise or like you felt like these guys were pushing a certain person, you're like, damn, they're pushing this guy hard. Like, I think this guy is gonna be the winner or this guy's gonna be in the top 3. Did you have any sense of like, I guess favoritism or
no, I
Or
mean
like-
there must have been, but
raw talent where you're like, damn, this guy is just too good.
season 7, Nafa was just too good.
Too good.
He,
Yeah.
he won. He
Yeah,
ended up
yeah.
winning.
So and you knew that kind of early on.
Oh, when I saw his
Audition?
his secondary audition where we
Mhm.
were all there watching, that was pretty insane. It was the best. I think it was like the best live performance that I've seen. And after his everyone just started clapping and just like
Mm.
everyone just turned into like the audience for
They
like
Right.
became fans.
yeah,
versus
just became fans
contestants.
for like a minute to 2 minutes. And on TV it didn't come out
Oh, that
as
hyped.
that hyped
Mm.
but like live
Right.
it was really something.
Okay.
I was like shocked. I'm like, wow, yo, this guy's good.
So everyone in the room knew.
Yeah, everyone was just like, yo, holy shit, that was insane.
See, the questions that I have for you actually kind of like goes back though, on like take it back. I know like we touched upon it like a few times in the prior like podcast, but how did it started? Like what like made you say, I want to do this, you know?
It wasn't even. I was just with my friend.
With this not just show me the money, but like
music, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I was with my elementary school friend, and he is a producer. Like he's been making beats and music for like, back then it was 4 years, so now it must be like 7 or 8. I was just chilling with him after like playing like games, in his car, and he was like, "Yo, like, do you want to hear this like beat that I made?" I was like, "Sure." And he played me something, and it was awesome. It was like I really liked it, and then he just like, "Do you want to like rap on it or something?" And I'm like, "What? Like why would I rap on it?" And he's like, "Just for fun." I was like, "Okay." And then like I think like a few days later, like I had written something, and then that's how it kind of started. That was my first song too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what year was this?
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
So you were here.
Yeah.
You did that, and you two just kept going.
2015 or 16.
He made the beats. He made the music.
He's no longer here, right?
Huh?
He's no longer here.
Yeah, he's in the U.S.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Oh,
He's here, but he's in the States.
He's in LA.
Yeah.
And then so you're working on this, right? You're working on this craft. It was like, how are you working? How are you developing? How are you growing? How are you like, because it's like when you're doing it as a hobby or something, you're like, I really want to kind of push into this a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Maybe as a career or something. But probably you're thinking like, I just like doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how are you measuring yourself against like, in Show Me the Money, if you're progressing through the stages, then you got some chops, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, how are you kind of, like, were you getting on stage? Were you doing it with friends?
And then I actually started going to this like producing school. Like I was like thinking of, maybe I'd want to make beats or something or produce music, and then quickly into this, I guess, like Hot One, because it was a Hot One for like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
I realized like I didn't want to do this. It was like, it wasn't for me.
It wasn't fun.
It wasn't fun.
Right.
And then, or right around that time is when that happened with my friends. I was like, oh, let me just like maybe rap or some shit.
Yeah.
And then, but then I had gone to that Hot One with this other guy. Like we were in the same class. There was only like 2 of us.
Yeah.
So we got close, and then I think a year later or some shit, he found something on Facebook it was for amateur rappers. It was like a Superstar K type of program. You would go in on Friday, 100 people,
Mm-hmm.
and then we do like a cipher with like 100 people.
Wow.
In turns, like 25.
Yeah.
And then you make teams with who you want after like watching people rap, I guess.
Right.
You make teams, choose a beat, write your lyrics on Saturday,
Yeah.
and then perform on Sunday.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Interesting format. Yeah.
Interesting format,
Yeah.
and that's that. We ended up going to that. He was like, "Do you want to sign up?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then when we signed up, there were like 96 people left, like 96 spots left. So we were like really early.
Yeah.
And then like up until like 2 days before the event, we were like checking. There was still like 89. I'm like,
Oh, damn,
yo,
this
this
is
shit.
not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be like 10 people, but then in the span of 2 days, like 100 spots filled up.
Yeah.
And then I think that was like the biggest thing for me, because we went there and then I met all these great people.
Yeah.
That's where I met all of them. Like, and I'm still friends with, I stay in touch with, that I'm in a group with.
Right.
Yeah, that like we do music together.
And some of them also kind of went on to Show Me the Money too.
Oh yeah. A lot of them.
And I think like going back historically too, like Yuno's always been kind of. Yeah, I could see why you wouldn't want to be on the production side or being a producer side and being more of like the showman side, is because even at a young age, he's been the youngest cousin out of our family, our dad's side of the family, and he's always been kind of the showman, center of attention at a young age. I think the icebreaker at family reunions, like if we're all sitting there like, oh, do something funny, and then, or do something, like shake your butt. Do something funny with your butt. And then you're like, ooh, look at my butt. Or like, yeah, do
was
something
last week,
funny.
right?
Yeah. No, essentially still, even
Yeah,
at family dinners
exactly.
now,
Yeah.
even though he's like 20, whatever,
Yeah.
like everyone still sees him as the baby of the family.
Yeah.
Even though we have like nephews and like
Right.
nieces, forget them. We're still like looking for, for like to do the entertainment side.
Right.
So that's always been kind of, I think it helped being the youngest. And, it seems like he's always had that kind of like, drives like energy and like kind of has fun with that kind of showmanship.
Yeah.
And even at an early age, you can kind of clear this up. I think when you're like 15 or something, he went on an audition for something in New York or.
Oh yeah, yeah.
right?
So no, I auditioned for SM.
That's right, yeah.
Back
Oh,
when
wow.
when like 6th, 7th grade. I don't know. It was
Yeah, I
like
think
middle
like
school or some
13,
shit.
yeah, maybe
okay.
before high school, yeah.
Yeah.
Who,
And this,
who was like the popular bands right at that time from SM?
I don't know.
Was it like
Maybe Super Junior.
okay.
Yeah.
so it was like a talent search.
Search,
I don't think
yeah.
they were looking for like musicians.
Yeah,
They
it
were
was
just
like a
looking for
talent
talent.
search. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like a global.
So you could do
audition.
like singing, dancing,
Yeah.
or like comedy.
Yeah,
Right.
something like that.
Yeah, so I think he went with singing
Yeah.
because at that time, like you're saying, K-pop, like you got to be a singer or you got to
Right.
be a dancer.
Right.
Well, unfortunately, Yuno's dance is like shaking the butt dance.
At the family reunion.
Well, the thing is he doesn't have like professional dance
Right,
experience, so
right.
it doesn't translate
Right.
Exactly.
well. If you got a judge and he's a dancer, he's probably like, "What the heck kind
And
of
I didn't know.
doing, bro?"
And I didn't know I was gonna dance.
Right.
Okay.
I went there like for singing.
Yeah.
I was like, I sang.
And even his singing, like
Yeah.
that good.
I sang my shit, and
What'd you sing?
I think I sang an FT Island song,
Okay.
Oh, he's okay.
and the girl was like, okay, now can you now dance? I was like, what?
You're like, are you my cousin?
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't. What you mean?
Yeah.
I'm signing up for the singing thing. Yeah, but you gotta dance too.
Yeah, because there's a talent search in
Yeah.
Korea. Yeah.
Fuck, and I just.
You
shoot
just
my
start
butt.
dancing, yeah. And then what?
Actually, if I shoot my butt, I probably would have.
You probably would have made
I
it.
probably would have made it.
Because I think, what did they say afterwards? I think they were like, because my sister, and my mom went with you.
No, they didn't.
I thought they.
My
did.
mom went with me.
I think my mom and sister went with you too, because that's where I heard the story.
No. It was.
Yeah?
I went with my mom and her friend.
Okay.
And after I went, I was in a group with like 4 other girls. You go like 5 at a time,
Mm.
Yeah.
and then but they only asked me questions. Like she was like, "How did you hear about us?" or whatever. And she was only asking me questions. She didn't ask any of the girls questions. So and I went on Seungri
Yeah.
after that. And one of the girls that was in my group had written something about,
Yeah.
I could tell because it was like the same thing. It was
Right.
like one guy, and she was like, oh, I think the guy's gonna make it because they were asking only him questions.
Mm.
And she's crazy because she was like, oh, I think he was a good dancer. I really think I made it, but like my experience was good or some shit. I'm like, and I got gassed up from like reading that. I'm like, oh, shit,
you
I'm gonna
did
make
say
it. I'm
that.
gonna make it. Yeah, but no, that didn't happen.
So I mean, like he had the kind of desire, I guess,
Yeah.
or at least the curiosity to try when he was in middle school,
Right.
and then, just like every Asian parent, I think his parents were probably like, "Hey, stay in school.
Right.
Like you didn't make the audition, so."
Yeah.
Versus like, okay, we're gonna put you in dance classes and like vocal classes, because like yeah, and like every kid's dream is to be. That's probably not the best choice at the time, so I think they probably like were a little bit against him doing that. So I think him having another opportunity, another platform later in life was really good, and he got to perform, something that I guess he's more passionate about,
Right.
like rapping versus singing an FTI,
Yeah.
FTI Island song or dancing his butt.
Mhm.
Yeah. So.
So then when you saw like the first seasons of Show Me the Money, were you like, hey, I think I could do this?
No, like not even like that. That didn't even occur to me.
So your first kind of audition or tryout to Show Me the Money was more just like, I'm just gonna do it, like kind of like spur of the moment kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it was after that group thing, that like Superstar
Right.
K hip hop version,
Yep.
and then it was like only like a couple months after. Then I was like, why don't why don't that even that I went with that guy.
Yeah.
So we were like, why don't we try it? And I wasn't expecting anything. But it turned out well for me.
So how many rounds did you go through that first time?
I went to top 16.
Top 16.
I don't know how many people. Like,
12,000?
Yeah,
That's
that's good.
Crazy.
yeah. And then when you got cut,
Mm-hmm.
how'd it feel?
Well, I knew I was gonna get cut, so because there was only like 3 or 4 members left on my team,
Mm-hmm.
and you could tell. You're like, well, this guy's definitely gonna make it.
The producers are avoiding you. You're like, good morning. They're like, I gotta get coffee.
You could just tell.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. It should probably be me next. I thought it was gonna be me even before that,
Mm-hmm.
but then on our team mission, he fucked up his lyrics,
Yeah.
so I guess he had to go for fair reasons.
Mm.
So I lasted another round than I thought I was gonna make.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean,
So you knew. And then after you left the show, what were your plans? Like, what's like the next steps? Like, what were you gonna do?
I was gonna make music. I made I think I released a mixtape like 3 months after.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just gonna continue with that, and then the next season showed up, and then
And the next season was when?
last year,
Last year.
and people were, the guys I went on with were asking me if I was gonna go on again. I was like, like why not? Let's give it a try. Let's try for higher than last year.
Right.
Yeah, not even close.
I mean, there's gonna be more talent coming in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and like, yeah, it's gonna be tough because I think even from like I guess a producer's standpoint, like
Mhm.
they know what they have in you,
Right.
so it's like okay, we know where Ness can go.
Also, like, because the producers are different,
Yeah,
they're human beings, so they have different tastes.
yeah,
And this last year's was just, I just didn't,
yeah.
I wasn't their taste.
You gonna do it again?
No. They, I've been getting some questions about that actually.
Yeah.
But no, it's not gonna happen.
What if it was like such a specific Show Me the Money sideshow, like a spin-off, and it was like Show Me the Money Korean American, and it was all in English, and you could rap in your native language.
Oh, I'll probably go.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
See, this is my, that was one of my questions. It's like, I think people don't really understand that, like, as a Korean American, I mean, your Korean is definitely, like, pretty good. Like, it's very top level. But at the same time, you've listened to hip-hop, and you've, like, your native tongue is still English.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
that would be your first choice of language.
Uh-huh.
So to do anything technical in a different language is very hard. Like when I teach jiu-jitsu in English, bro, I can teach at like the highest levels. But then when I have to break it down and teach in Korean, it's like, damn, now I have, like my analogies don't work. I
Yeah.
don't know the certain muscles and like the names of ligaments and like whatever, like
It's so
the
hard.
bones. It's so much harder.
Yeah.
So like that's what I was thinking is like there's kind of an unfair advantage because if like especially during a battle rap scene
Mm-hmm.
where if you could unload on a guy in English, well, first of all, the dude wouldn't stand a chance because it's like because rap like battle rapping is that dude that's an art that's done in English.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like hardcore like you go hard at it.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I hear like battle rapping in Korean, it's not like it doesn't have the same kind of like
The impact, right?
yeah, no impact. And again, there has to be that production of people in the audience being like, oh, because like a little curse word, let's say there's an age difference and the guy said something slightly inappropriate to a guy that was a little bit older, the reaction's gonna be huge because of that. But in America, it's like, yo, you're calling everybody a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. So you have to be like sharper than the word motherfucker. It has to be like, you gotta really go deep
Right.
and like cut the guy, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So I think that big unfair advantage of language was like, because I remember like, it was like carrying I think a Korean dictionary, you're like studying like Korean words to become a better rapper
Yeah.
in Korean, which I was like, it's pretty, that's what a tradesman would do to craft his skill. Like, if I was trying to build furniture, I would be like researching how to do this, like with woodworking and all this stuff. Like that's exactly where we'd have to go because it's a Korean audience, it's a Korean show. But I was always thinking like, damn, it's kind of an unfair advantage. Like if he spoke English the entire time, he would have gotten higher, in my opinion. So
Well, I mean, like, to your point, Chris, like, so I've been in Chris's classes for jiu-jitsu when he's teaching in English
Mhm.
or in Korean.
Mhm.
And I understand both. And I
Mhm.
think he breaks it down really well in
In
both.
English, in both.
Yeah, in both. But even for me, even though I can speak both and I understand both, like listening, reading, speaking,
Mhm.
when he teaches it in English, it's internalized automatically
Sure.
way quicker.
Yeah.
But it's
than
also
I
the
thought.
language that you connect with too.
Yeah.
So that we both connect with. So it's like the audience. That's why like, even if you know like spoke English and like rapped in English, the audience wouldn't be able to connect to it. Even if they spoke English,
Right.
if it wasn't their native language, it'd be hard to connect. So that's why I'm like, if they made a like Kyopo edition and it was just like foreigners, and it's a spin-off and it's in English with Korean subtitles, bro, that would be. I think that's what they should do.
I think they should do that.
They
should
would
go-
get a whole bunch of different like people, like,
Totally.
a different market, and like maybe more authenticity
Absolutely.
in that, like in that scene.
And the thing is, like with the language stuff, on top of just the language and the comfort level with it, the fluency with it, but it's also like the nuance of the culture,
Yeah.
right? And those things you can't kind of just learn. You got to kind of live through. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's got to kind of be like
every day.
every day immersed
Yeah.
in it. You're part of it, like active or not. You're just absorbing it, right?
Mhm.
And that's kind of like how I think when you mix it with the fluency in the actual language itself and that cultural awareness and authenticity of it, that's where it comes out. But yeah, I could see where those kind of hiccups can be. But do you think that was kind of a big reason for kind of faltering out?
Did-
Language issues?
Yeah, like did you ever feel like there's an unfair advantage because of the language?
Well, yeah, because I mean, even though I speak good Korean for a Korean American,
Yeah, it's still not.
there's no way I'm gonna be as good as these guys who've been speaking
Grew up
and
in-
writing
Yeah,
their whole lives. They've been going to school in Korean. You know, I didn't go to school. Like my Korean education ended in kindergarten.
yeah.
Basically, I'm a kindergarten graduate in Korean.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Your math skills are better than most American high school kids.
So yeah, I mean it was harder. It's definitely harder. But then I didn't. Looking back on previous Show Me the Monies, I didn't want to use too much English, and I mean because there were very good contestants that like you know like Flowsick and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But he used a lot of English, and you could just tell like that there was a peak that
Yeah.
he could reach at.
Yeah.
Because he was just, if it was all English, yeah, he probably would have
Yeah,
been like
crushed
number
it,
one. Yeah,
yeah.
he was amazing. But so looking at that, I wanted to use as much Korean as possible and
Mhm.
less English, and I think I did well on that part because you know comments on some of the videos and stuff were like when I have like English lyrics,
Yeah.
people were like, well, why is his English pronunciation so good?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm just like, you know, so I
Yeah.
made it. I did
At
a
least
good
they
job.
said, why is his English pronunciation good versus why is his Korean so
Korean
bad?
so bad.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right,
that,
right.
that means your Korean was good
Yeah.
enough to fool
Yeah.
people.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was good enough for them to.
Yeah,
think
because
was
like when I
full Korean.
heard these other Korean kids rapping, when they throw English words in there, I'm like, yo, don't throw English words in there. It doesn't
Yeah,
sound good.
Yeah.
Like, it's either being used incorrectly or just the pronunciation isn't like good. So like you lose credit immediately.
Mhm.
You know.
But for like the mass market in Korea, it's like
Yeah.
possible,
Perfect.
right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what they want.
So were you who's the I guess the one Korean American or an expat that made it the furthest in Show Me the
I think Flowsick was.
Okay.
I think he made it to like top 6.
And he's from the States?
He's from New York.
New York?
Oh, actually, in Juno Flow, I think he was like top 4 or some shit.
Okay,
Top 4, top 6.
okay.
Yeah, I met Flowsick. He's friends with the CrossFit coach at 4TP. that I work out on.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I was introduced to him in the locker room. We were half naked.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, no comment. No, so yeah, well, I'll try to introduce you guys. Maybe we can all like meet up one day at the gym.
Yeah.
And that'll be good for. Yeah, he's good. So. Damn. So what? Like, do you think that? So you would entertain maybe joining another episode if it was all in English?
Right, right. If it was like completely different.
Yeah.
Also, like the thing was, I promised myself and the other guys, like, if Show Me the Money is not for like less known people.
Right.
It's for well-known people getting more well-known.
Right.
So then would you kind of build your brand, your
Right,
kind of
right.
cred, your getting
Unless-
out there
yeah.
more?
Unless I succeeded in that, there's no point in me going back on it.
So the other guys, the people who did kind of advance a lot further on,
Yeah.
they already had kind of
Right,
almost entrenched following.
Hmm. With the extreme cases, like a couple, you know, who are just people who might have been people like me.
Yeah.
It's usually like,
They already had something
yeah,
going.
and they all know each other.
Yeah.
And that was very, very. It was easy to see last year, especially last year.
Mhm. Know each other, meaning the producers also knew about
Yes,
them?
yes. So like, and I'm sure that that was like that for season 6 as well, and
Just wasn't as apparent.
it wasn't as apparent.
Yeah.
And I guess it could sound like I'm saying this because I did better on season 6, but I mean, I remember talking about this, like watching the other guys in season 7, and like, you know, before you go on, the producers like ask you questions and they talk to you and some stuff, and some of these questions or stuff they were saying are like, they're like, oh, like, you know, remember that time when we, you know, whatever, like hung out and such.
Yeah.
And we're just like, what the fuck, like,
Yeah.
why are you bringing that up? Like,
Yeah.
the producers like would be bringing that up 1st,
Mhm.
and so, and so now like, you know, I'm waiting to see, I'm waiting to see like what you came up with or whatever, and so like they were like emphasizing, I guess, the fact that they knew each other and stuff.
Mhm.
So people like me and were just like, well, it's kind of,
An outsider.
yeah, it's,
Like, you
it's
should
like-
have made it up too. Be like, yo, do you remember the time that we hung out?
Yeah, seriously.
Dog, when we went to Burning Sun, remember that? And then, you know, oh, shoot, my man.
not too soon.
So how hard, like, I don't know, I think a lot of people don't also realize, like, if you have never had a camera in front of you,
Oh,
outside of
God.
a cell phone, like
So
a
different.
rig,
Yeah.
and lights, and, like, it's on you.
Yeah.
It's like, ready, go. And you're like, oh, shit. It's, like, how difficult it is to be normal,
Mm-hmm.
or... Like, some people have it, man. They have the gift of magnifying their personality
Yeah,
even
they do.
brighter than what
They
it
do,
is.
They do.
Or other people go the other way around, where it's like, oh shit, I'm afraid to make a mistake,
Yeah, that's
and
usually
it gets a little bit more awkward.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, how difficult was that, like, for you to have that camera in your face? And
I'm
ask you
definitely the type where I get more awkward and smaller on camera,
Right.
like, especially
Really?
big cameras.
for sure.
Yeah.
That's what
Okay.
when I watch, I was like, damn, it's such a shame that people
Yeah.
didn't get to see
Right.
him as who he is.
Because like
Right.
in
That's
his
the way
li-
I felt.
yeah, in his live show, like
Yeah.
when I went to your live performances,
Oh yeah.
it was like, oh, this is like a bigger Ness.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's kind of like how I kind of
Mhm.
felt it,
Mhm.
at least in that show, right?
Mhm.
So
But you think, like, on a live show, you're connecting with
the audience,
live reaction. You
Yeah.
do it, you hear the response.
Mhm.
That's hip hop, right?
Mhm.
Call and response. But like when there's a camera in front of you and you make a joke and there's no response, and
Right,
you're like,
right.
how is this gonna get perceived?
Yeah.
It gets super weird, man. Like, like I've done like a couple like weird spots for like some Chinese thing, and they asked me to like say something, and I was like, yo, that sounded weird and awkward. Like,
Yeah,
I did
right?
myself.
Yeah.
At the end, I was just like, Don, I can't even watch this again.
Yeah, it does. Especially those, if you have like a reaction or something, and they want you to do it again.
Oh yeah, dude.
And
Try to
like
make
a
it look
reaction-
natural.
Yeah, trying to make it look natural. I'm like,
Yeah.
and then so we would always be complaining about like, yo, why weren't you filming that the first
First,
time?
yeah.
Right.
Now you want us to
You
do
want
the
a
same
fake
thing.
version.
Obviously, it's gonna be unnatural and not less funny.
Right.
And those are the ones that get sent and broadcasted.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
And then they can
Fuck.
skew all that too.
yeah, and they
So
skew all that.
I think that's one of the things of a good producer that at least I felt, maybe not so much of a producer, but a photographer that I worked with during our wedding photo shoots was, it's so awkward to have someone take pictures of you and they're like, okay, pose naturally while you're got your toe behind your left foot and you're holding a flower
Yeah.
up and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I would never do this.
Right.
But working with a professional photographer, I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I could do this. Like, they make you feel very comfortable
Mm.
to the point. Like, I think that's one of the best things about like having a professional that's done it, and they can like work with you. They know where your weaknesses are.
Mhm.
So I think that's the downside of working on a kind of a live reality
Mhm.
type of show is they don't really like get to know you at that level. Versus
Right.
if it's a
Right.
like a scripted show, and it's
Right.
like, hey man, we're in this. You're not gonna get cut. We're in this for the
Yeah.
next year.
And they don't give a fuck about you.
They don't give a fuck. That's what I'm
They
saying.
don't
Like,
give a fuck.
but imagine if this is a syndicated show and they know Yuno's gonna be on this show for the rest of the year. They're gonna be like, hey man, let's go hang out.
Right.
And then they're
right,
gonna be like,
right.
okay, you're really uncomfortable when I talk about
Yeah,
burning
yeah.
sun. Let's
Right,
not
right.
talk about that. Let's talk
Right.
about
There's
this.
none of that connection.
Right. And without that connection, it's gonna be hit or miss,
Right.
Yeah.
right? So I think that's one of the like super hard things about like watching him on that show is like, damn, nobody got to see him
Mm.
live, like see the real personality.
Mm.
And that's why I told him recently, like the song that I like the best, and it's not necessarily the song that I thought was the best, it was just the thing that got to show his personality the most was the end of the year song that he made. What was it called?
I think Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year song. Because that was, there was no production, it was him. Produce it by himself, make a funny song, like throw in everything that was part of his life in the last year. So you get to actually see live moments. He doesn't have to like put an image
Right.
up. It was just natural. So I told him like, yo, that was the best thing that I saw that you made. Maybe not so much musically. I still like the song,
Right.
but I'm sure like pure fans of music are like, yo, that one was not that great.
Right.
But like
I
being
guess
a
it showed
it just showed
me.
like personality wise, like damn that if you can mix the music with that now,
Mm.
and then like now people are like, okay, here's the personality, here's the music, that is perfect. So I think it's like finding that perfect timing,
Mm-hmm.
the window to be successful in,
Mm-hmm.
finding that perfect recipe.
I think that takes practice. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it's like 'cause-
Failure, a lot of failure,
Yeah,
man, right?
Yeah.
Because what we're talking about here and everything you guys mentioned is all these external variables that are contributing to whether you can really shine
Mhm.
or really kind of like pull back, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Like the connection that those producers probably have with some of the other contestants, right?
Mhm.
Probably got those contestants on a like it eased them in or something, right? Like
No, for sure, more comfortable.
more comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, some of these guys were like best friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be nervous. My best friend
Right,
judging
right.
me. I'll just
Yeah.
like I rap in front of him all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
It's just like
But so to that point about the practice, it's like you get to a place where, like how Chris said it, when the lights are bright, some people are like they
Mhm.
shine even
Yeah.
bigger. It's like
props to them.
so it's almost like you practice to the point where these external factors don't matter. It's
Mhm.
just that when you're on, right? And but I mean because it was kind of your first few experiences,
Right, right.
understandably. I mean to that point though, did you think, and you don't need to name names or anything,
Mhm.
did you think that there were certain contestants that, because they were all talented, by the way,
Yeah.
that you felt were maybe certain,
Didn't belong?
Yeah, maybe certain nepotism kind of got
Mhm.
them maybe to the next round
Mhm.
or maybe further than
None of the like top guys
Right.
I thought
they were.
didn't belong.
Okay.
But there'll be some guys like who get through like first or second,
Mm.
maybe even third
Okay.
rounds where I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm just like watching.
Yeah.
And
Huh.
I mean, granted, they could probably think that about me,
Right.
But yeah, as as like not like another rapper there,
Right.
as like a
Just a fan
just
watching.
a viewer,
Yeah.
I'm just like, what
Whoa,
is he doing?
how did
there?
this guy get here?
Yeah, what is going on?
My name is Jeff. Damn, I picked the worst name to rhyme with.
You were thinking about 14.
Yeah, I should have said Jack or something. Damn.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
so what do you think? Like, where do you think the show's gonna go from here? Do you think they're gonna keep going with it?
They are. Well, apparently, like a few weeks ago, that they just released that season 8 is happening, and I really think it should have stopped.
Yeah, like
a
kind of
couple years ago.
Yeah. Do you think you would ever go back as what if like instead of producers, like I'm sure you have to get to a certain point for them to call you back as a producer, right? But what if they called you back as like a mentor? They're like, all right, we're gonna have this program where we have producers, but we're also gonna have mentors who will help assist in the you'll be on camera helping these guys like work their lyrics out, work the music out, or like kind of help them.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't do that.
I don't think I'm on that level to do that. Like I still think like I'd be closer to a contestant than a mentor.
Can you coach someone who's like an absolute beginner, you think? Just in like
I don't know.
the early stuff?
Maybe, but like I wouldn't. It'd be too much pressure. Like I don't want to lead them into like the wrong thing. And also like rap, I feel like it's just like something you have and you just have to figure out. Kind of.
Do you think like if you had a better like do you have any regrets, I guess, on the show?
I guess
Like what's the biggest regret? You're like, damn, I shouldn't have done this, or I shouldn't have said okay to this.
I feel like I should have been more. I should have really tried to be more myself.
Yeah, yeah.
That's probably the biggest regret.
But at the
like,
same time, even if you did, they could have chose not to air it, right?
Yeah. They. I don't know. I think my biggest regret was going on season 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that?
60 hours and like I think I was on there for 2 seconds.
Oh my god. Did that? How much did that affect your psyche? Like, was that kind of a hit where you're like, damn, well, that didn't work out. I gotta go back and grind, or was it just like, shoot, well, what do I do from here?
Right. Yeah. Because I definitely didn't want to be like one of those like show me the money rappers.
Right.
Where you just like they just like come on every year.
Right.
So like that was definitely my last one. So now it's just like a matter of me, if I continue with this, just like putting out music by myself or whatever, or with people I know. Yeah, I guess. And the other way, like, I don't know. The show, maybe if it was like a different show with different things, like maybe I could like audition for that. But I feel like it's such a limited way, because it's all like, it's not hip hop. It's very not hip hop.
It's an entertainment show.
Yeah.
It's and it's so Korean. Like
It's K-pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if they would ever take a winner of Show Me the Money and throw him in a group, like an idol group, and they're like, yo, this guy looks good, he's tall, we'll make him shake his butt a little bit and throw him in a 3-man group,
Wow.
and then like let's make him the rapper of this group.
Right.
Like I'm surprised that they haven't done
It's
that
such
yet.
a pool of talent.
It is. You've got all this talent that it's too hard to push them as a single artist.
Right.
But yo, if this guy wants to sell out,
Right.
we'll throw him in a group, and you'll have at least the talent of a rapper
Right.
versus an idol that's learning how to rap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like,
Mhm.
yo, why not just do that, man? Just get a dancer, get a rapper, get a dude that
Singer.
speaks well, that speaks a couple different languages, get a good singer, and then
Right.
bam, now you've got like a really eclectic kind of group.
Right.
Well, no, like winner's gonna be willing to do
To-
that
to sell
Yeah,
out, right?
Yeah, because he's just too good for that.
Like that's the thing
Why
I was
would
gonna ask
why
too.
would
Is
I
like,
divide my winnings?
do you think people that went up higher were selling out more to like, I guess, to get there?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know, like for me, like I guess being a Korean American, like it's hard for me to sell out to anything. I would never sell out, and that like is kind of a broad like definition. But if they were asked you to do something, you're like, nah, I'm not doing that. That's that's not what I came here to do. This is not what like hip hop is. I feel like you would kind of really stay to that core. But I can also see a lot of people being like, yeah, you want me to sell tampons? Yeah, hell yeah, I'll do it. You know, like, I feel like some people would just do whatever to get it to the
Right.
next stage.
And that money and
Yeah.
whatnot. But
Yeah.
Derek's gonna head out here. I'm gonna switch
Right.
seats. So we'll keep this
sorry,
going.
guys, I gotta jam out.
Yo, let me use this time to, like, before what I was doing was they just dropped the Adidas Game of Thrones collab,
Woo!
so I had to cop that.
See you
real
there.
quick.
All right, I'll see you guys.
Bye, Derek.
Wait,
You
can take this?
Take that.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So I already got one pair.
How much does that cost?
$200. I mean, I'm willing to. I'm trying
Yeah,
to
to resell it, right? What's the resale market on this?
I really don't know. So this is like risky.
Some nerd's gonna buy that, right?
The thing with this is that just last week when our cousin Yale was here, so he wanted to grab this like new Yeezy that came out, right?
Oh yeah, I saw the picture.
I had just met him, just thinking that we're gonna get lunch,
Yeah.
and he's like, let me just check out this store or whatever.
Yeah.
And I went, and I'm like, why don't you get a pair as well? Surprisingly, the line was short, and I went and he's like, why don't you get a pair as well? And I was like, should I?
Yeah.
I'm like, will they resell? Because I don't even want to wear them.
Right.
He's like, yeah, I think they'll resell for quite a bit, and he had like an app of what that predicts and shit.
Uh huh.
And I was like, oh fuck it, yeah, let's do it. And then we went to this other, and there were other stores within the vicinity that I saw. There were guys with like 10 shopping bags, and I was looking at their shopping bags. And, one from Galleria, one from like this store. So we were going to check out all those stores, and surprisingly, like there were quantity left, and there were.
So you're trying to pick up more.
Yo, I ended up picking up 5. I ended up spending too much. Like I thought I was just gonna lunch.
How much were those?
It was
200?
It was almost. It was each kumanon, so it's like
It's like 270.
270, 250.
So
5 of those, bro. I spent $1,000.
So when you did that, what's the resale value? You don't know yet. You
the
gotta
resale
wait.
value was like It's online. It's like 430.
Okay, so you can make a little bit.
So you can make
Yeah.
potentially like $400 off it, right? Like if I resold all of them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Um,
See, the problem with that too is storage, because those boxes
Yo.
take up some space.
but my shit's not getting sold.
That's the other thing too.
But
You
the
gotta
reason
wait.
the reason I bought this was because it was.
No, please tell me you got like size 12 or something weird.
I got size.
most normal.
I got size 10,
270 or something.
size 8, 8.5, 9.
Those are the normal like Korean
Yeah,
sizes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
The ones that sell for the highest are the smaller sizes,
Yeah, why is that?
like 6, because for like girls.
Oh, yeah, because they be shopping.
Yeah, and actually, surprisingly, the bigger ones, because they're rarer.
Oh, yeah,
like
it's
size
true.
13 and
Yeah,
shit.
this is gonna be
it's-
some giant that's
yeah,
like,
it's
oh
like-
man, I would pay $1,000 for these.
Yeah,
that's
that's what they
true.
do.
Yeah.
The thing
that's
is, these were Asian exclusive.
Ah,
They're only selling in Asia.
so you gotta sell it in the States then.
That's what I'm saying. So I lifted my shit up for like U.S. sold size, but
Yeah.
nobody's picking them up. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Because when I went to Singapore to visit him,
Yeah.
dude, his house just had boxes of shoes
Really?
everywhere.
Really?
His dad was like, hey, I'm gonna take all these to Indonesia. He's like, no, Dad, I'm trying to resell these.
Oh, they're just like.
Just boosts
How many?
everywhere. I don't know. At least, I don't want to over exaggerate, but I saw at least 10.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he has 15 now.
Yeah, so there's got to be a lot more than that.
And we went to Supreme Stone Island because that was being dropped that day too. I ended up buying 3
Bro.
shit that I don't even like.
If he lived
For
here,
another
you would
grand.
be broke.
I'd be broke, dude. It sounded like he promised me that I was gonna get paid like
Like the next day.
$500 or like to close to $1,000 for my shit, but it didn't work.
Damn.
These Game of Thrones, dude, I don't know if they're gonna. I mean, granted that they probably dropped at 12, and I managed to get a pair.
Mm.
That's probably not
Not a good sign.
Right.
What do they look like? Are they ugly? They just why would they be Game of Thrones? Is there color coordinated by realms or
It was
something?
like, I think I got the White Walker ones. Do you watch Game of Thrones?
I don't. I have heard of White Walker though.
So I mean, I guess the thing is.
It's just a color scheme.
Yeah.
Does it say like GOT anywhere on it?
I don't even think so, bro. That's the thing. Like, if these don't. I'm fucked.
Bro, what if we would get that signed by one of the actors?
Oh,
Would that go up or would it go down?
It'll go up.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Well, because I've been watching like Pawn Stars, and they talk about how like sometimes signatures ruins the value of certain things
Really?
because they want like let's say it's a fan of the shoe, someone like
Oh,
they
just
don't
the
want the
shoe.
signature, they can't wear it anymore.
Well, wouldn't they be a fan of the shoe because they're a fan of
The show.
The show, which means that they're a fan of the actor.
It could be
My shit had Jon Snow sign on it. I'm selling that for like 12 grand.
Jon Snow, and it's like a size 3. Then it'll be
Selling that for like 20 grand.
because they're saying that like it would be a fan of like a shoe collector. So let's say he's collecting every shoe that drops.
Right.
If there's a signature on that one, it kind of ruins his collection.
Oh,
If
right,
he's trying
right,
to
right.
sell it all together as like
Right.
one lump. Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if I should get the Targaryens or the Night's Watch.
Right, you're talking nerd to me right
The
now.
Stark. Oh god, there's too much. The Lannisters are whack.
I'm surprised they don't have these like with Marvels, like the
Oh,
Iron
that's
Mans.
true,
Like
that's
I'm
true.
sure that would make a lot of money too. Color
That is-
code, everything.
That is very true. Why don't they have that?
Yeah.
Oh god, this is like too big because I can't buy 3. That's too much money. Ah,
Yeah, you can't. I mean, I think if you started to resell those fast, I would
Mhm.
get into it. Like, because I have a friend that does that, and I guess he runs out of storage space, so he actually ships his shoes back to the States,
Mhm.
to his mom's house. But I don't know. I guess he makes some money off of it too sometimes. I just can't get into that shoe culture where you wait in lines all day. Like, dude, I live in Itaewon, so I see it all the time. Like,
where do they wait?
at like Foot Locker. Is it Foot Locker? The NBA store, the Nike NBA store. Like 6 a.m. in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those guys will come out of there with like boxes, and one of those dudes works there, so I see him every morning walking back home with like probably like 8 bags worth of shoes.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I mean, if you're working there and you get a discount, that you're probably making some money.
Mm.
Plus, you don't have to wait in line. You're already
That's
there,
true.
right?
That's
Yeah.
true.
So
Fuck, bro. What do you think, white or black?
let me see the black ones.
Here.
Oh damn. Oh, they're boosts, huh?
Yeah.
I feel like those are. I'm wearing those right now, Doug.
What the fuck? You're on Game of Thrones.
I'm wearing a hybrid of the black and the gray, and my shoes were like. Yeah, I mean these aren't like that expensive, I guess, because boosts cost this much,
Yeah.
right? So
I mean, I just bought boots like last week for running shoes.
I just feel like the resale on these won't go that high because it's just a color.
This shit's killing me.
If you get anything that kind of light blue,
Mm-hmm.
That, I mean, that's a little bit more unique.
The light blue, I already bought
Yeah,
that.
that one I would get.
That's why I was
Yeah.
looking at my phone the other time.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll look into this after.
Yeah. Anything else from that show that, like, I guess you want to talk about? Is there anything that?
Let's see. It's just a lot of
What about
waiting.
yeah, a lot of waiting, right?
Oh, so much waiting. Like, that's really all the show is. Show me the
And
waits.
you're not getting paid at all.
No.
And they're not giving you lunch
No.
at all.
Oh, they gave us like
Oh,
lunch.
food, okay.
Yeah.
And
Crappy ass lunch. At Subway.
was there an age restriction to like who
No.
could? So, I wish there was like a 60-year-old man that was in line. What was the
Oh.
oldest person that you saw there?
I think there was like some kind of harmony. Yeah. I don't know if she came out. I don't know if she's like a YouTuber or some shit.
Maybe she was just reporting her grandson.
Oh yeah, maybe that too.
Yeah. Well, like any like male and female could go as well.
Yeah.
How come there were no females in the final rounds, right? Not that I could remember.
Yeah. They just got cut before that.
So what do you like? But at the same time, like Unpretty Rap Star, like those girls, like let's say the top 20 that made it on that show.
Well, they only started with like 8,
They started with 8, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they just pulled the best of Korea first.
I guess.
So like, but those top 8, how would they fare against the top 50 of like the pool that I guess you were on?
Well, well, let's just say they had to make a show for them.
Yeah.
So clearly they're not.
So they're
that
not gonna
fair,
make it.
I think.
Why do you think that is? Do you think it's just like hip hop is already kind of like a little bit past the infancy stage, so like a female is gonna have a harder road to get there, like because I guess the lyrics or the image that you have to hold
I think if you're a female, you have to be better than a male
than
to
a
get
male.
the same.
Notoriety.
Yeah, like it's like, I feel like it's a little bit unfair for them
Yeah,
because, you know, if
they gotta be like spectacular.
right,
Yeah,
they
to
just
blow
gotta
somebody
be,
up.
Yeah, there's gotta be like have that real wow factor
Right.
for people to be like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
yo, she is good.
Do you think like also culturally, like, you know, if you were to talk about like confidence or swagger, like as a like an Asian girl to have
Yeah.
that kind of confidence and swagger is
hard.
like kind of hard.
Yeah,
It's like people.
unless you're like Jessie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
People
right.
will look at you and be like, "Yo, that's so fake,"
Mhm,
or like, "Yo, that's so unattractive."
Right.
In Korea, so yeah, I would feel like you're saying is it would be really difficult. You'd have to really, like,
Yeah.
pump yourself up too much.
Speaking of, like, you know, besides from her, all that swagger, like it felt like fake.
Produced.
Just watching it,
Right.
like yo, like she doesn't feel that.
Right.
Like, she doesn't.
Yeah, when she threatens a girl, they don't threaten her back.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
just like, "Oh shit."
Right.
Yeah.
But when like Jessie does it, it's believable.
Right. It's
Yeah,
believable.
It's like yeah.
It's the fake nails. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dyed hair. It's like
Yeah.
the makeup. Right.
Right.
It's everything. Yeah, that is interesting. So like, at that point when you're on season 6, they didn't have the like Godong rapper, right?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think. I think that was a
don't think
spin-off
so.
after you.
Right. I don't think so.
So you probably had a whole bunch of young kids on that
Mhm.
audition as
Oh
well.
no, they did.
They did.
They did one right before.
Oh, okay. Cause some of those kids were
Yeah,
auditioning
yeah,
again.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah. Okay. And like during the performance stuff, like let's say you did like performance and you had to rap on stage. Was that a one-shot thing? Let's say you did it and you messed up. Were they like, "God, let's do that again"?
Yeah. Well, speaking of like
Yeah.
with the crowd and everything,
Right.
that's a one shot.
That's one shot.
Yeah.
Dang. Did you ever mess up any lyrics?
Yeah, I did on the cipher one
Oh yeah.
where there was like 35 people left.
Uh-huh.
Yo, I was the only person who messed up there,
Oh damn.
and surprisingly,
What
I
was
made
the
it through.
lyric that caught you up?
I don't know. It was fast. The thing was like
It's a fast-
you didn't know what beat you were gonna get.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So, it was
So
like
they
a
just play
random-
whatever?
They play whatever.
And
yeah.
it's supposed to be kind of like just live, like just freestyle,
Yeah. No, you're supposed to have written verses prepared to
but
fit
to match it to the song?
Yeah.
but you don't know what the song is.
No.
So if you like kind of write like a fast,
Right.
And it's
so
like a
mine was
slow
mine was
beat.
like on the faster side, but not too slow. And so each team there was like 7 members, and I think they changed the beat at like 3 or 4. And the first beat was
it would
like
have been perfect.
it was like pretty fast.
Yeah.
But then I was iffy. I just had this feeling that the next beat was gonna be like really slow, and that my shit was not gonna go.
Yeah.
But like this also didn't fit with mine
Right,
really.
right.
It was too fast.
Mm.
But I just like I
Try to
just,
force it in.
Yeah, I forced it in, and then
Mm.
it was like too fast.
But see, that seems like a really strange production process because it's like, why would you have people? Let's say they were like, okay, we're not gonna tell you what the beat is, but when we do tell you, we're all gonna tell you at 12 o'clock, and by 2 o'clock you guys have to be prepared. So you have a short window to like fit it to versus like you guys write your lyrics and then try to mash it into whatever we give you. Like that's just gonna be luck.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a fast rapper and I get a fast track. You're like, damn, I lucked out.
Right.
Or again, if they wanted to play favorites, they could easily just tell their like ex-contestant, be
That's
like,
true.
hey, guess what? Here's your song.
I didn't even think
Good
about
luck.
that. Yeah.
Like you got a heads up.
Yeah.
And then like they can fuck you over.
Uh-huh.
And like let's say you're writing it and then they peek over and they're like, yo, let's give this guy like a freaking, I don't know, like a tango music. And you're like, well, I can't rap the tango. Yeah, like it just seems like an easy way to weed out people that they don't like, it seems like.
One guy actually freestyled it.
That
was-
Did he do well?
Yeah. He did.
That's pretty good. That's
That
pretty
was like
impressive.
fucking impressive.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were like, holy shit. And
See-
you could tell because he used, the team members were randomly assigned like
At that time.
At the time. As soon as that is
Started.
assigned, it just starts.
Uh,
He used all their names
that's
in the
pretty good.
freestyle, and we were like, holy shit, this
Damn.
guy's for real.
So that was, I'm assuming that was probably their intention, like freestyle it to this beat.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that seems like a really hard thing to try to adapt to.
Because most of the rappers are not freestylers.
Right.
Yeah.
Like what percentage of rappers can freestyle?
Very, very, very small. Very
And like,
small.
how many of freestyle rappers make it into like the, I guess like produced rap, like hip hop?
Most, for some odd reason,
It's easy to do
most
that.
freestyle rappers are not.
Yeah,
good-
right.
Are not good album rappers.
Right. You think
They
about
don't make
like
good music.
Jin, like
Yeah,
that
right.
Chinese, like I
Yeah.
guess his music was like okay,
Yeah.
but it was never
They don't make great.
right.
Yeah. It's
And then,
so weird.
And then the other way around too,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's almost like you've got a money making hip hop or a rap, and then you've got a freestyle
Right.
rap that doesn't
Right.
make money,
Yeah.
but you get like crazy street cred and
Yeah.
like, people like you.
Yeah.
It's like how do you find that balance?
Right.
Yeah.
It is weird. Cause like Drake's not gonna start freestyling.
Right.
Like he writes the shit.
Right.
Or maybe he doesn't because
Yeah.
that's. But anyway, like somebody's writing the lyrics.
Yeah. Huh.
It's crazy.
That is crazy. Who is the best freestyle out there right now? That you think like, damn, this guy. that,
Harry
like,
Mack.
Harry Mack.
Do you know?
Yeah, I do know.
Yeah.
So
that dude's insane.
what do they do? Do they just like
King Los.
sit there and come up with like almost like a thesaurus have like they just memorize words that rap like that rhyme?
Fuck, I don't know.
Like, what do
bro.
they do? Like,
his brain must be working
That's what I'm
differently.
saying. Like the speed that some of these guys do freestyles, like when you see like the radio shows like
Yeah.
Sway in the morning or something,
Yeah.
they do like a
Yeah.
freestyle and they're
Most
just
of those are written though.
some of those do definitely
Most
look
of them are written.
yeah. But I've seen stuff where they just say words and they
Yeah,
throw it in,
yeah.
and you're like, "Yeah, what the hell? How do they do that?"
He's rapping while he's like saying like tangerine and
Yeah.
the next
And he
goes like-
raps a
It's
tangerine.
insane. It's
Dude, that-
insane. I don't know what. I don't like. They're built differently.
Yeah, the brain. I mean, I guess it's just practice too. Like,
It's hard to believe.
It's hard to
perspective.
believe, right?
It's
Yeah.
hard to believe. I don't think 10,000 hours is gonna get me to that level.
but at
to
the
be
same
honest.
time, like freestyling is kind of a weird art because it's not natural. Because like, you would never be like, let's say back in the day, historically, let's say you're an orator and you're telling the village a story. Like you would probably have like a pace that you would tell the story. Like kids gather around.
Right.
They're like, yeah, a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
But then like, imagine if you could freestyle back in the day and you were rhyming words. And then like people would be like, yo, what is this?
What is-
I feel like people will get lost
Sorcery.
in the words versus the story.
Right.
You know, it's like, so that's like, how do they? Because that's an issue that I have when I listen to hip hop. Is like, I get caught up with the sound more than like the actual lyrics. Where you have to re-listen to it over and over and over again, and then
Right.
like you find the metaphors,
Right.
you find the hidden messages, and that's kind of, I guess, you know, the historically like kind of you hide messages in because it's music for us, it's for our community, and you don't want it to be known by everybody.
Right.
So that's why it's interesting when you hear freestyle because it's like, yo, man, how are they making it sound good but also have a message?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like almost hard, and maybe that's why you don't see freestylers become good musicians, like rappers, because it's hard to put a message into something that sounds
Right.
catchy.
Mm,
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah, that is interesting. Do you think like rap, like rhyming Korean words, is harder than like if you didn't have a language barrier, like just I guess like the syntax of the Korean words, like is it harder to rhyme than English? Is there like
For personally, I think it is.
But
Not that it's too hard, like Chinese. That must be fucking hard.
yeah, man, I don't know.
That must be insane. I
Because
don't
you
know
have
how-
tones as well.
Yeah, I
right.
don't know how they do it.
Yeah,
But like English is just like there's so many words that rhyme with each other.
there are.
Yeah.
There are not a lot of Korean words that rhyme with each other.
Right. Unless you say, do like hey,
Yeah.
de, like,
Yeah, it doesn't sound good again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sounds basic.
So, who's the best rapper in Korea in your opinion that like can
Rhymes,
rap?
words.
Yeah, the rhymes words that can throw English words that rhyme with Korean words, and you don't lose the message. And it's like, oh damn, that was pretty good.
I think this guy called Hwana.
Uh-huh.
I think he's the best multi-syllable
Mm.
rhymer.
Okay, yeah, so it's more complicated.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like whoa,
Yeah.
like that shit is insane. I think Simon Dominic, I'm usually impressed with
Uh-huh.
what words he rhymes with others. Like it's usually like words that like you would never think of.
Right, it's not the normal like
it's
cat
not,
in the hat.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like wow, like he rhymed that with that, and like you rhyme like something in English with Korean.
Right.
I thought that was pretty impressive.
And to get to that level is what? Just writing? Or
Must-
is it like understanding
It must
like
take more
poetry,
time.
like
Right.
understanding like the iambic pentameter of like the
Yeah.
rhythm of the like the syllables,
Yeah,
counting everything out?
yeah. Especially guys like Hana, like that. It must take so much time.
Do you
So much
like
work.
when you write something out, do you start with like numbers first and be like, damn, I gotta do like 5, 4, 3 syllables here and I gotta do fill in
No,
this?
that's like Rakim shit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
do you think it would be easier to do like if you took a mathematic approach and did that first and then put lyrics in, or you get the general lyrical idea and be like, oh, I gotta cut that word out, or I gotta shorten this word?
Yeah, not
That's
a
the-
mathematical approach.
That, like for you,
Yeah.
that's the more common way, I'm
I
assuming.
usually start with a line,
One line,
and then it just becomes
something bigger.
Right.
So, how does that line come to you?
Sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't, but usually, if I like the song and then I just keep listening to it, there usually will be, if you sit down long enough.
But do you, like, does it come into you because you're listening to other music and you're like, damn, that was kind of nice. I'm gonna play with that word. Or-
Sometimes I do that and write it down,
Yeah.
just to see if I could do something with that later.
Right.
But I usually don't. I
Yeah.
usually forget about it.
Uh,
Usually I listen to it and then usually there is like some type of melody or some type of word that I get hooked on, and then it goes from there.
So when you write, like, if you were to come up with a song, like, you write the lyrics first and then you add the music later,
No.
or like
Never.
music first.
Yeah.
So you not making music, like, it's really important for you to get good beats or good
Right.
music from somebody
Right.
to
And
get
I'm
you
very
like,
picky.
right, to get you motivated to
Yeah,
write for it,
yeah.
right?
Most of these like trash ass beats, I'm like, nah, fuck no.
What are like some of the more popular beats that they play, like I guess historical like rap songs, let's say, that you're like, they put that beat down and everyone's like, yo, I can rap to that. Like what's something that like most people would know that's like real easy in terms of like rhythm, pace?
Like Juicy.
Yeah.
Like, I
Right?
feel like a lot of Notorious B.I.G. songs.
Why is that? Is it because it's like a kind of a consistent, a little bit slower,
That too, and I
Yeah.
think it's just because it's so well.
predictable, like you know it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people know it.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
know the beat.
Right. So they kind of can anticipate when you're
Yeah,
gonna like
yeah.
stop and go.
Most of these famous songs.
So do you like so again, so to recap, like if you were to write a song, you would get music first,
Mm-hmm.
like decide whether or not like, yeah, that's good or that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would start writing with a line
Mm-hmm.
and then try to fill it in somewhere in the song.
Mm-hmm.
And then do you come up with like a theme, or is that line that you picked up the theme?
Right.
So let's say the theme, let's say
I
the
always
line.
come up with the theme first, even before the line. I think.
So
Actually, well, maybe that line becomes the theme.
let's talk about like the J Park
Right. Right.
collab. Like
Right.
what was the first thing that came? Like you took an Advil that night, you're like, I like Advil.
Well,
I need to make a
well,
song.
I've been taking Advil since like middle school probably. It's been like my life
Same thing with our grandfather.
Like,
He's
yeah.
addicted to that shit.
life medicine. I used to take like 4 a day back in high school because I was a high jumper, and without it I couldn't practice.
Right.
My leg hurt
Knees?
too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then one day I listened to this, and then for some reason Advil popped up. I think I did take an Advil.
And so
that
you
day.
took an Advil,
Yeah.
and then
I'm like, Advil, that sounds nice. Like, and it looks, for some reason,
the pill,
I had written it down,
Oh.
Advil.
Just
the
the
word,
way-
the word just looked,
the capital A, the lowercase
Yeah.
D, and the VIL
it
looks
just
good.
looked nice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I like that. Maybe I'll do something with that.
So he started with a word.
I started with a word.
And then what was the first, if you remember, what was the first line that popped up with it?
It was the first line. It was, my head is filled with Advil.
Ah.
Because I've just been taking that shit too many times.
And did you ever play with those, like the words, instead of being like, my head is filled, like my noggin, my stomach, or my mouth?
My noggin.
My noggin.
Never
No.
came up, bro.
Noggin?
My noggin
is
filled
filled
with
with
Advil. I like that.
Yeah, man. So that's the thing too. Is like, I guess, let's say you came up with my head is full of Advil. Now you have a like a syllable count, right?
Yeah.
So after that syllable count, you come up with that second line to try to
Yes.
come up with the next
Yes.
thing to match it.
Yes.
So what was the next line after that?
I've been getting all these migraines, almost that
Okay.
will.
So that became the chorus then.
Yeah.
So you started with the chorus and worked.
Yeah.
worked
With
through.
the first line, the melody came as well.
Right.
With the words.
And the music came first again with that song.
Yes.
So you heard it and you're like, I gotta kind of like figure this out.
Yes.
And when you were you thinking of working with Jay Park? I mean, I'm sure you always wanted to, but
Yeah.
did you have him in mind when you wrote this song, or were you like, hey man, like
No.
not at all?
No. I wrote my verse,
Mm.
and then I really liked it,
Yeah.
and I was like,
This might be it. This might be the one.
yeah, I really thought, this is my best song so far, and I wanted to get someone else on it,
Yeah.
and I thought it was okay enough, it was good enough for me to ask.
Right.
For me, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, he's at a pretty high level.
yeah, for him
So
not
you
to
don't
be like,
wanna-
"Oh, this shit is trash."
Right.
And so I asked him, and
So he listens to it first,
right,
and then he's like, oh, okay,
yeah.
I
asked
can
him,
do
I was like,
something.
Can you? I texted him. I think. I'm working on something. Do you think maybe you could hop on it? And gratefully, really gratefully, he
Said yeah.
he said yeah.
And when he came up with his stuff,
Hmm.
like how much direction do you get? I mean, obviously he's an artist that you probably admire, and you're probably
Yeah.
like, yeah, do whatever you want. Just give it to me, and I'll figure
Yes.
it out.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Or were you like, I'd appreciate it if you didn't like
No,
kept it at this kind of pace, or
no.
so you just let him. You
Yeah.
gave creative control to him.
Usually you let.
Like he's gonna match it to your part that you gave him.
Right. Usually that too. And
Yeah.
I'm obviously like, it's not like I don't trust him. or
Right,
anything. Usually, I think most people do this, but like, if they're giving you a featuring or whatever, if you're doing something, it's expected that I would get or you would get creative control
Right.
for those 40 seconds
Sure.
at least. Like,
Yeah.
or else I wouldn't be asking you in the first place.
Right,
You know,
right.
like if I wanted to guide or direct you,
Yeah. You would just do it yourself.
right.
Yeah.
right.
You want that
I'm
new
asking,
flavor.
Yeah, I'm asking you because I trust in you, I believe in you, and I like what
Yeah.
you've done previously,
Yeah.
and I think you could bless the track. Which you
And
did.
at any point when you asked him, were you like, damn, what if his part
Mhm.
blows my part out of the water? Like,
Oh,
damn, what
yeah.
if I become the featuring on this?
Well, I wanted it to. I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
it
obviously,
to.
like-
anything to make the
That
sound
he
pop more.
touches,
Right,
right.
right. And like,
Was there any like concern over that? Like,
no.
you're like, okay, as long as the song does well, I'm
Right.
happy.
No, well, no matter how well I did, and no matter how much shitty he might have done,
Yeah.
it was still gonna.
Right.
He was still gonna outshine me.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Yeah. So, what are his lyrics like? They match well with.
Yes.
So I mean, maybe he takes Tylenol.
Maybe.
And what if he just came in there and was like, my
Fuck
noggin
Advil.
is full of Tylenol? Would you be like,
I'd be like, yo.
the song is called Advil.
Come on, bro. Come on, man. You know what's crazy? We had Advil Korea send us a cake.
Yeah, I remember
Send
the
us an
picture.
Advil cake,
And that's all they sent you.
which was,
Bro, how about a check?
Yo, well, how about some Advil, bro?
Yeah, there you go, right?
I've been paying for Advil my whole life. They're not gonna get me one pack of Advil.
I think even gel tablets are hard to get here. I think they only have like the M&M looking ones.
the
in Korea.
orange ones,
Yeah, they don't have gel
like
tablets.
the liquid gel.
Yeah, that's the stuff that I like.
Bro, I'm like,
So they give you a
not
cake.
to be like anything, which I didn't even eat. I didn't even touch because it went to my parents' house.
So you never even got it.
No, I don't even know if
How did they
anyone
get their
ate it.
address?
I gave it to them.
Oh.
She like DM'd me. She's
Oh,
like, I work
okay.
for Advil Korea. I'm like, sure. Thinking she was gonna get me like a Advil
Yeah, box.
gift box.
Or
you know?
maybe like a 1-year supply of
That's
Advil.
what I'm saying. I'm like,
Yeah, how about a sponsorship?
yo, you gotta give you a cake?
Bro, like, why don't you use my song for the next commercial?
Right?
Like they could have, right?
They,
If they wanted to.
I thought that was kind of whack.
Yeah,
I'm
that is
if
kind
I
of
was-
weird.
If I was on their marketing team, bro,
Yeah.
like, I would have done.
Because a
Jay
cake,
Park's on it.
that's what I'm saying. And a
What?
cake is something like she could have just done with her own money from
Yeah.
her wallet,
Yeah.
not from Advil's expense account.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is weird.
Like, yo, no wonder like
Mm.
Apple's not popping here because the
Yeah.
marketing team's slacking, bro.
Mm. Yeah, that is really strange that they didn't like pursue that any higher outside of a cake.
Right?
Well, someone ate the cake?
I don't know. I don't know if my mom or dad ate it. That's why, like, after I sent that cake, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna make a Tylenol song.
Yeah, right? Shoot, see, like, make them battle it out. They're like, yeah,
I gotta
whichever
fill
one you
with
want.
Tylenol.
Yeah. Well, it is
Tylenol.
hard to rhyme that. There's too many syllables in that, right? So, yeah, again, to recap. So you did all that. He got on the track, and then you put it together, and I guess you send it to, like, an engineer, like a sound engineer.
Yeah.
Like, they mix it all together to
Yeah.
make it sound good.
Yeah.
And then,
Because I really wanted this to, be the best it can be,
yeah.
I asked him for, his engineer.
Oh, yeah,
I sent
nice.
her the track.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she works with Jay Park.
Yes.
So
she
she's,
does.
like,
Yeah.
probably pretty good.
And I liked the way his sounded so much when he sent
Oh,
it.
sent it, okay.
So I wanted my verse to
match.
be as closest to that as possible.
And then, was there ever any pressure, because it's like you've got such a big artist, that I need to make a music video to this?
Mm.
Like, did you ever feel like, and I'm sure making a music video with Jay Park would be like pretty hard,
Yeah.
but like, did you ever think about making like an animated short of like something with Advil and like?
You know what's funny? Not the animated short, but
Yeah.
maybe I'll still maybe I
Yeah, you should, like, because I was always wondering, like, if you get such a big artist, like,
Right.
whatever video you put to it, that's
Yeah.
also going to have a lot of hits.
Is it
Like,
too
the
late for
more,
that?
I don't think so. I think you can still probably do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
sure-
did think
at
of the
the
music
time.
video,
Yeah.
but like, I mean, this guy's done so much for me that I
Right.
didn't.
To ask him again,
I couldn't ask him
like,
again.
yeah.
I didn't have it in me.
What if you just did it, like, you just kept filming him
Uh-huh.
without him knowing?
That's like Seungri shit. Bro.
Yeah, no, like, you're like, hey,
Jung
man, let's
Joon-Young
go. No, let's say you're playing basketball with him and you're just like, hey, what's up, young? And you take a video, like, quick snippets, just real quick, and you just threw in the music video. That would be funny, too. I mean, of course, you'd ask him and be like,
Right.
look,
Right.
I'm gonna make a music video. You don't have to be a part of it at all.
Yeah,
I have enough footage,
Yeah.
strangely enough, and I'm gonna throw you in it. Because you could
animation videos. I
because you
wonder-
could have easily done something where you're like, your head's hurting,
Mm,
and like every J Park part
Mm.
could be an animated version in your head,
mhm.
and you take you pop an Advil and it just disappears or whatever, right? Like,
Nice.
you do something imagery where it's a
Do you know
mix.
any animation people?
Dude, that's gonna cost so much.
It
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
Last time I wanted to do an animation video for one of my songs.
Yeah,
It was like almost 10 grand. I was like, what?
yeah, and you're not gonna get that back. Is
Right.
the problem?
I didn't know. I guess stupid me didn't know that it was gonna cost more than like an actual music video.
Right.
So
Because
when
there's
it-
a lot of work, man.
Right. I guess it's so much more work.
Yeah.
So when it was like 4 times the price of an actual just
Yeah.
regular music video, I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, all right, I guess I can't do that.
Yeah. Well, what if like, see, that's the type of thing that you could go to like Advil, Korea, and be like, look, this song's been out for a while. I want to make a music video. I'm gonna do product placement.
Mhm.
If you guys cover the cost of it,
Right.
like, see if they like are down for it,
Mm.
and then you just throw Advil everywhere. Maybe you throw bottles of Advil in there. Just
Instead of money.
Instead of money, you're just throwing blue pills everywhere in the club. Oh, maybe no.
Not
Let's
pills.
not throw clubs or
Yeah.
pills in the clubs yet.
Too soon.
That was too soon. Yeah,
Too
that would be
soon.
too soon. But man, like, you think about all the Burning Sun or whatever, like, those guys probably need Advil too right now. So that's a good time to like push the song, right? Be like, hey man, your head hurts, take an Advil. But yeah, I think you should keep pursuing that, like,
Yeah.
because it is a good song, and like,
Mm.
yeah, maybe you missed the timing
number
there?
8 or number 8
In China.
China.
In China. I guess I'd like, real quick, last question is, was there anything like funny behind the scenes that, like, if they were to make a behind the scenes Show Me the Money, like season 6 DVD,
Mm.
and you're like, oh, that really needs to be a part, like an episode that you think fans should know that like was really funny, or it doesn't have to be funny, maybe it's like really traumatic, that should make like a behind the scenes thing where you're like, that's too funny or too classic to not have people know. Was there any kind of episode like that?
I don't know. none that like the public would be interested in, but like personally, you know.
Like inside joke maybe with the
Right,
guys.
right.
Yeah.
There was always like it felt. I mean, last year it felt kind of like camp, summer camp, because
You see these people
the
every day
same-
for 10 hours.
The same guys would like come and
Yeah.
you know, I had managed to find English speakers there who
You connect with.
I'm friends with now.
Yeah.
And we would just be hanging out and chilling and just like cracking jokes,
Right.
Because we're waiting for 60 hours.
Right.
And like,
Going through crappy times together,
Yeah,
making
yeah.
it fun.
right.
Yeah.
And some of the shit, you know, that's being tossed and shit. It
Right,
was,
right.
It was just so funny.
Mm.
Like, you know, we would be talking and then this guy next to us would be like, like practicing his rap or some shit.
Yeah.
And one of us would be like, yeah, I hope that's not his voice. We're like, how is he here?
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Right.
That was too funny.
Yeah, because like those are probably those moments that no matter what your experience, positive or negative through the show, that you'll probably hold near and dear
Right.
forever, because it's like you said, it's like a school where it's 1 year. It's that one little episode that is gonna be like kind of forever ingrained.
Yeah.
So what's nice is at least you've got bits and pieces of it on TV that you can always watch again.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I feel like TV doesn't always capture those like really good precious moments for yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe it's precious for the audience
Right.
that sells,
right.
but like those classic funny moments are the things that like you have to like kind of remember. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure if they did like a behind the scenes of like all their conversations,
Oh,
like,
that's
it would
rated
blow-
R, right?
It would blow up in like English speaking.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, shit was too funny.
Yeah.
Like these guys are hilarious.
Yeah. That is pretty cool. So, what do you think is gonna happen with your like I guess music here?
Right
Coming
now,
forward.
I put it on a hold. Like I wanted to put out this like EP, which is like probably like 6 songs.
Yeah.
But I haven't been able to continue with it. I have like 2 or 3 songs done. But then right now I'm kind of like trying to figure my life out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see like, you know, if I have other options, because if this can't happen,
Right.
you know, I need something to, I guess, go back on.
Sustain. Yeah.
Right. So I've been taking this time to really kind of like maybe put more ideas in my head. I've been reading a lot. Reading a lot. Just-
Self-help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
self-help and like other
Fantasy.
in areas that like I'm not, you know, really
Versed in.
versed in.
Yeah.
I'm reading dietary books right now. I had read like a book about minimalism the other day, habits. I mean, I'm just trying to see.
Just be a well-rounded person.
Yeah.
You're trying to. Yeah, I think you're probably spent a lot of time after college doing like pursuing all this stuff. So it's like
Yeah.
you're probably doing a little bit more
Right. I haven't
self-help
really
stuff for
educated
yourself.
myself
Yeah,
after
exactly.
school,
Yeah.
so.
That's
I
good.
I haven't really educated myself in
During
school.
school either, right?
So, you know, I guess reading is like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
best way I could do that.
So I think that's the thing is like as you're reading now, it's like to take action upon.
Right.
Like
yeah.
you see something like, oh, that's really good. I should
Yeah.
start doing that.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably a good step.
Yeah. Next is gonna be about like money and business. Like I don't know shit about that for some reason. Well, I guess
Money?
because I've never really been taught about it.
Yeah.
Dietary stuff, like I'm reading the Bulletproof Diet right now. Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah, with like the butter.
Have you heard of Bulletproof Coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
Grass-fed
that
butter.
today.
Yeah.
I feel
Okay.
good. That's all right.
That's alright. I don't know.
It wasn't like he made it sound like I was gonna be like Superman,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like plus 20 IQ.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. That stuff is questionable to me, but I'm sure there's some truth to it.
I mean,
The high-fat diet is
it's a
gaining
modified.
traction. Yeah.
It's a modified keto diet.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
seems like
yeah.
it's just like high fat, low
To
carb.
get your body going.
But this shit, I don't know. Like, I mean, I definitely think it works. But I think I tried. I'm not like very anal on like 0 carbs and whatever.
Yeah.
3 days, 4 days, I lost 2 kilograms.
Mm.
So if you're really doing this to diet,
Right,
I think
right.
it really works.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, it's going to.
So like all my life, I didn't know carbs were so bad.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that.
It's, like, well, it's just
That's
fake
what
energy,
happens when you
bro.
don't
Like,
read, bro.
you're like, you just need that rice and those noodles to like get you through the day.
Yeah, bro, like jjajangmyeon, like what the fuck? Can't be eating this
It's
shit.
all sugar and like carbs. That's all
Yeah.
it is. There's nothing in there. Potatoes, carbs.
Dude,
like a
fruit
little bit of
is
pork.
bad for you.
Yeah, I mean some of it.
It's
to
it's
moderation.
too much sugar and
Yeah.
too much carbs in the
Yeah.
fruit, and I've been just chowing down. My mom was like, "Fruit is good for you." I'm like,
And then that's
She fucked me
the,
up.
that's the thing with diet too, is it always changes. So what was good for you 10 years ago isn't
Yeah.
bad for you
And
now.
also like
So
number one guy is like he's like talking.
Right.
They're all like conflicting.
for sure.
It's
And
like,
then you
what
ask
am I
these
supposed
guys
to
that are
believe?
115 years old, like, oh,
Yeah.
what'd you do? They're like, oh, I smoke cigarettes and eat chocolate every day.
Exactly.
You're like, okay.
fuck?
I think genetically, you just have to find what fits your body right.
Right,
It's
right.
like, yeah, you can take all these dietary things, but yeah. That's good. That's good that you're taking some time for yourself to reflect. I'm sure your fans are probably
I think I've been losing some stomach fat too.
Oh,
I like,
yeah?
getting
getting jacked.
yeah, it's nice.
Again, I'm sure your fans are probably a little bit disappointed to hear that you're not, or you're slowing down the music stuff for right now.
Right.
But as a person, I think it's good because once you find that good balance, I think your music will find
Yeah.
that good balance as well.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking forward to your next song about diet. And I'm looking forward to that next song about
Bulletproof coffee.
money making. Invest your money into an IRA. I said, hey. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Like,
Yeah,
it'll be good.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think
Go outside
that's the good thing to
movies,
do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's wrap it up here.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
See ya next time. Peace.
歌ですよ。
Ah.